Oh, hang on. I hit record, but I forgot I have to re-enable that you are. There you go. Say something, good friend of the channel.
Hello, hello, hello.
You're not
I
gonna
can
burst
never, I'm
into
always,
song. It's
Mhm.
the happiest time of the year.
It's the most
Full
wonderful time
time
of
of
the
the year.
year.
Oh, the Tom Cruises. I
Yep.
don't have
Merry
anything.
Tom Cruisemas.
Yeah, Merry Tom Cruise, miss everybody. Yeah, it is the holiday season down here in the world. It might not be when you're listening to this, but right now it's Christmas, damn it. So Christmas we shall have, and what better way to celebrate Christmas than consumed by betrayal and jealousy, a wealthy Manhattan doctor becomes entangled in a ritualistic sexual underworld where his wife admits to having lavish sexual fantasies about another man. Doesn't that just
Ooh.
sound like Christmas to you?
It screams Christmas. This wacky, erotic, thriller kind of vibe. Which I know is disputed by some people. Some people are like it's an erotic drama or it's a drama about a marriage, but not really an erotic thriller. But I think it counts as an erotic thriller because
Yeah.
there is, criminal elements and spooky bits, and there is danger for sure.
And you contend that this is a Christmas movie, right?
Yes, that's the whole reason we're watching it is because we needed a Christmas film. I kind of half joking in passing mentioned that Eyes Wide Shut is absolutely a Christmas movie, which it is, but I was kind of saying it like glibly, but we're now committed to finding out.
What do you think makes it? What is your criteria for a Christmas movie?
Very interesting. And yeah, and this is usually, gets into the Die Hard is, Eyes Wide Shut is often a favorite of those like did I just blow your mind? Did you know Die Hard is a Christmas movie? Did you know the Batman Returns is a Christmas movie, etc., etc., etc. And for me, and I'm open to. I don't have like the hardest and fastest rules. It's more just like a vibe. Like I know it when I see it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the fact that this film is about a family, it's set entirely during the Christmas season. So like nearly every shot has some kind of Christmas light or Christmas tree in it, and that it is about a guy, you know, going through the night like one crazy night and coming out of it like having learned some
That is
kind of
very
lesson perhaps.
Christmassy. Like
Yeah, yeah,
that
like
is
that
like you. That is like 90% of Christmas movies.
that pings a lot of the Christmas stuff. If you actually, yeah, and I'm a little hardliner on some no nos. If we're talking like what's not a Christmas movie, like I guess or another holiday one is there was that meme saying that Spider-Man, the original Tobey Maguire one, is a Thanksgiving movie because of the scene at Thanksgiving, and I can't fully get on board with that because I think too much of it's without Thanksgiving,
Mm-hmm.
and I
But
think
doesn't it involve the Macy's Day Parade, the most Thanksgiving of
it does
Thanksgiving?
indeed. So you know what? I might be wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe it's I actually had forgotten that the Mason. So actually, I guess it's similar to It's a Wonderful Life, where it's a lot of it's not Christmas because it's like the flashbacks to George Bailey's life, but the important events take place on Christmas. That he's gonna jump on Christmas. He sees the vision on Christmas. He comes back in time to celebrate Christmas. So I guess it's easier for me with It's a Wonderful Life because the climax is Christmas, whereas I think with Spider-Man, it's a little more scattered. The Thanksgiving. Maybe that'll be our Thanksgiving viewing.
Yeah. So for me, you really have to like. I actually think it should be as simple as like does it involve Christmas or not? Like does it like I would say if you do a movie about Christmas in July, technically that's a Christmas movie. Is it set in during December? No. But if Christmas is like the main point of what the movie is about, then it's a Christmas movie. Like even if it's just like, oh, we're having Christmas in July and it's all about being in the fucking desert and Like
Yeah.
bringing Christmas to a small town in the middle of July. Like that's a Christmas movie. It's an off-season Christmas movie, but it's still a Christmas movie. And
Yeah.
like I would say that Spider-Man is not a Thanksgiving movie just because it's not the focus or the theme of the movie. But like
No.
if I will give you Eyes Wide Shut because like if it is set primarily during the holiday season and Christmas is like an underlying vibe of the
Yeah,
movie.
and then they even shop for presents for the girl at one point. Like,
Yeah, like
it
that's a
was,
Christmas movie. It's just not like I think there are two. I guess if you really want to get nitpicky, there are two tiers of Christmas movies. There are Christmas movies that are actually about Christmas, and then there are Christmas movies where like the vibe is set during the holidays. And I do think maybe that is a distinction you have to make. Like Die Hard is absolute. I find it funny that Die Hard, like people get their mind blown about Die Hard being a Christmas movie because like it is set during a Christmas party. Like
yes,
that is the main. He is coming to spend time with his wife and children during the holidays.
very
Like
much
that
so, and
is
and it's about like it's propagating family togetherness by the end because they drive off together, and also if you want to even get more deep with Die Hard, like even the message is like consumerism because like they're all very greedy, the robbers and the business people, and at the end the wife has to unhook the gold chain around her wrist to drop Alan Rickman into the fire. Like it actually does have an undercurrent of like family is more important than money
yeah, no,
is
100%. And
which
like
is a
yeah,
very Christmassy theme.
yeah, and like I said, like you can't like if it's set during a Christmas party. I hate to tell you, but it is a Christmas movie because there's
Yeah.
nothing more synonymous with the holidays than an
I'm
office
kind
Christmas party.
I'm kind of coming around to your viewpoint because, for instance, like hypothetically, I'm making up a movie now, but if there's a movie set in the summer and it's like a slasher movie, and the slasher dresses like Santa and like kills you with like Christmas lights and stabs you with a reindeer,
Yeah, it's a
like
Christmas movie.
that's still a Christmas movie,
Yeah, like
'cause-
it's the theme is if the theme it either there are three tiers. It either has to have the theme of Christmas, the vibe of Christmas, or actually be set on Christmas. But like if your
yeah.
vibe again is doing a Christmas like slasher or like even like Thanksgiving, one of the best
Hmm.
horror slashers in recent years. That's absolutely a
Yeah.
thing. Even if I don't remember if it actually is set during on Thanksgiving Day, but like the
Yeah.
theme of it is 110% Thanksgiving. So it's a Thanksgiving movie. It's just a crazy fucked up Thanksgiving movie. But yeah,
Absolutely.
so yeah,
Now, I even go in some other directions. One more thought on this, like, and since we're bringing in Thanksgiving, like, I really like Fantastic Mr. Fox as a Thanksgiving movie, and it doesn't actually, it's not set at Thanksgiving, but it is all in like an autumn orange and yellow colors. It, food and eating, and they like lay out a big table of dishes is a big deal in that movie because they're animals. They're always stealing and eating.
oh yeah, see,
And it
yep,
does have very
I would
strong,
argue
like,
that.
your family stinks, but they're your family. So, like, I like that movie. I like watching that movie around Thanksgiving because it feels like it fits the holiday. How do you feel about those kinds of picks?
Yeah, no, I don't disagree. Like I think again, the best way is like if it has the theme. Like I'd say Hot Frosty, which is something I just watched, is not a
Yeah,
Christmas
Snowman.
movie because even though it's set during winter, it doesn't have anything to do with Christmas and I don't even think Christmas is really mentioned, but like once
Yeah.
or twice. So yeah, that's where the thing is for me. I think you have to either have the vibe of Christmas, the theme of Christmas, or it be set during Christmas. But if you follow those criteria, or if you have one of those, then technically it's a Christmas movie.
No, amen to that. But
But anyways,
yeah. Otherwise, yeah, we're about to watch a Christmas movie. We'll see. We'll watch it through this lens. So, Tanner, how are you feeling coming into Eyes Wide Shut? What
so
baggage are you bringing? Like,
I this is actually like one of the rare cases where like I know I love this movie, But the time I watched it, I believe the only time I've actually seen it is during a Hulk stream, and
Right.
so it's in this weird place where like I 100% know I love this movie, but I don't really remember every individual part because I only saw it once and it was through the lines of watching it with a bunch of other people. So mostly
Yeah.
watching the chat pop off about it. So like I'm actually super excited because it'll be kind of like watching it for the first time, but like also knowing like, oh man, I really enjoy this movie.
Yeah, so you know you like it. You've seen it in a format, and you're still gonna. It's funny because you'll still be seeing it while chit chatting with someone, but like each time the focus is gonna be more and more on the movie, which is funny.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
'Cause yeah,
like
yeah, seeing it with like a Twitch chat or whatever is very different because that's like your eyes are bouncing between that and you're writing stuff and coming up with jokes to wisecrack about.
yeah,
Whereas yeah,
no,
here
exactly.
it'll just be on our voices to give the humor. Um, So very cool. I'm excited to watch it with you. I also love this movie. Seen it a few times. I was a big Stanley Kubrick guy as a young man, which is a lot of young film fans. He's one of their first guys they get very obsessive about. Um, so it's funny because this one I always liked. Like it was always in my upper tier when I was ranking them. But I do think living a few years kind of gives it more oomph than it was when I was a teenager.
Oh yeah.
Just
Well,
by
I would
virtue of
imagine
yeah.
so because it's, the knowledge that comes with being an adult in the lens of this movie.
Yeah, and it's about being a grown up and being in like a committed relationship, marriage or otherwise. There are things like that just when I'm a teenager I'm like, oh cool, Tom Cruise and the spooky masks and it's very sexy and that's kind of my like takeaway. Though it's funny because at the time, to give you some context, the hype around it was, oh, Kubrick is doing some kind of erotic thriller with Nicole Kidman, Tom Cruise, who are actually married at the time. Like, so they're allowed to be a little more, sexually open as a result. Like the hype was just, like a lot of newspapers were like, this is going to be the sexiest movie ever made, and
I do
I
remember
think,
it being pretty sexy.
but yeah, I agree, but I think when you watch it like it's sort of funny because it's that's not necessarily its primary goal to like you know titillate. I would dare say.
No, I would agree from what I remember.
Yeah, so I do think that was kind of funny, and there was a wacky story. So the character of his buddy there, played by Sidney Pollack, was going to be Harvey Keitel, and then he left through the filming. And there was a rumor that's like, oh, he did crazy things. He like started jerking off on Nicole Kidman's hair because the movie was just too sexy. And then they finally asked him about it years later, and he said like, nah, man, like Kubrick wanted me to walk through a door 80 times, and after like 81, I said, fuck this, and just walked off set. So like that was more his beef with the production. Uh, the crazy because I believe this took 3 years to shoot, like an insanely long time because of Kubrick's obsessive like 100 takes for everything. But I don't know, man. It's a thing where I don't sign off on that because I think it's often a cruel way to treat your actors and crew members. But I'm also like, but it's a pretty good movie. Like the results, do.
Well, it's the same thing with Tom Cruise, right? Where like you hate Tom Cruise as a person, but like you cannot deny that the man makes cinema. Like it's
Yeah, yeah,
you
dude is
can't.
dude is a god of cinema, and this is also what's cool about this movie is that it's very special that these two wacky people got to like meet in the middle somewhere and
Yeah.
make something.
Like yeah,
Um,
it's always hard to like because I have people who will be like ew about Tom Cruise, and I'm like yeah, but you don't understand. The dude makes incredible movies. He's an incredible actor. Like I agree with you, and I
mhm.
also say ew on principle, but like I cannot deny the star power. I will never forget going to see. Like I live just as kind of, and this is a little slightly off track, but not really because
No,
I'll
no,
tie
no.
it back. But I live in a very small town, that is very lucky to have a movie theater. I have
Mhm.
went to many a MCU movie, a big summer blockbuster, gone to it on the night of release because they always do, like, even though the movie comes on Friday, because we're a small town, they just say fuck it, we'll do a Thursday 7 o'clock showing. So you'll even see it early here, and I will, and it's always almost an empty theater with like maybe 4 or 5 people scattered about. The only time that theater has ever been packed was a little old Memorial weekend where a little old movie was playing called Top Gun Maverick,
Oh,
and
yes, yes.
there was a literal fucking line at the movie theater that stretched out into the parking lot to go in and
Yeah,
see
man.
this movie.
That's the magic. That's the magic of the Tom Cruise.
That
Like
is the Tom Cruise.
he could still bring a crowd. He can still people. You know, like movies are dead, yada yada yada. You get all that because kids are into the Instagrams and the TikToks, and they're not respectful in the theater. All that old man grousing, but like sometimes Tom Cruise can still like use his weird megawatt power and the crazy stunts to like draw in a big old group of people to be like the
Yep.
magic of movies, man.
And I have lived in this town for about 8 years, and that is the only time that movie theater was ever packed. I
Dang.
will never forget that. It was crazy, and I'm talking. I went and saw like Endgame and stuff at this theater, and it
Yeah,
never even came close. It's very
nothing, nothing,
impressive.
nothing even approaching the Top Gun hype.
Nope.
That's that's very cool.
All right,
Um,
but we're gonna get into it. My version might have ads, so we'll figure it out because I'm watching.
I'll keep my trigger finger on the on the pause buttons for when your
Yeah,
ads pop up.
I'm
We'll do.
watching on Amazon. It's on Paramount. If you care to find it, viewers at home, if you're gonna watch along with us. And for now, we're gonna get right into it. I am super excited. So if you want to count us off into the 3, 2, 1, and we'll go on one,
Absolutely. Three, two, one. Oh, the Warner Brothers logo.
and you
I'm
will
not a big
immediately
fan of
have to. Okay, so I got a few quick
the.
ads and an uninterrupted movie. So go ahead and pause.
Oh, okay. Then we're pausing again.
We'll talk about. I'm going to talk about this Tyson commercial where they're hunting for dino nuggets, which is actually kind of cool. I don't mind
Yeah,
this.
I can read a review. I can read a description of an upcoming Tom Cruise movie.
Okay.
Actually, I'll wait in
No,
case.
no, no. This DoorDash commercial isn't that exciting. Give me the Tom Cruise.
Oh, the premise is it's a movie called Judy comes out next year.
Mm.
The film follows the most powerful man in the world who tries to prove he's humanity's savior before the disaster he unleashed destroys everything, and it's a black comedy, so that sounds pretty rad.
So basically, he's playing Lex Luthor.
A little bit, but I guess like a remorseful Lex Luthor who's like, "Oh crap, I destroyed the world. You gotta believe me, I'm the savior of humanity."
Ooh, Tom Cruise is Lex Luthor. Is that a good? Well, he would never go bald, and I think you have to be bald.
Yeah, I guess they could digitally bald him like they did with the Henry Cavill
All
mustache. It'll just
right,
be
I'm
weird
ready.
looking.
I will count
All
us
right,
down this time. So apparently that is the only commercials I am going to have. So 3, 2, 1, go.
all right.
I'm at 02, so you might have to back up just a little bit.
I'm at 07, 8, 9.
I'm at
You
010
seeing them?
now. I'm at 11 now, so we sound like we're mostly synced.
Mostly sync. I just saw the Warner Brothers logo, and oh, here comes the beautiful music. This is by Shostakovich. This bit of classical music here.
Mmm.
It's a waltz. You're supposed to dance to it.
Are you dancing in your chair?
Yeah, yeah. I'm ballroom dancing with my broom. Oh, first shot of the movies. Some nudity.
Yeah.
Eyes wide shut. Based on the 1926 German novel Dream Story, which is kind of a cool title too, and fits the
Is it
what goes down.
is it as lascivious as this movie, or
I've
is
not
it
read
even
it,
more
but I
so?
have heard it is a little like it has some erotic qualities, but I guess it's because it's from the 20s. It's not as
As
I
intense?
don't think they're talking about like and then the boobies flew out or whatever. But I think it is still a guy wandering at night and finds some kind of masked
Orgy?
uh orgy of sorts. Yeah. Oh, I like that because you start with the nudity, but then it's like mixed in with, but it's also domestic stuff. Because I'm like, I'm on the toilet. We're getting stressed about the party. This is this is what you do. Oh, they have like a cool. They have this like AV club style like rollout
Yeah, did
TV.
you
Like,
see that? Did you see that setup?
now these paintings are by Kubrick's wife, who was a painter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and she was never crazy about this movie. He'd wanted to make it since the 70s, and he would like explain it to her. Christmas, there's Christmas.
Yep.
There's
They're watching the Nutcracker.
and I stay up and watch the Nutcracker. I'm telling you, it's not even. I don't. I feel like I don't even have to. I shouldn't be insecure. I don't have to make an argument that it's a
No.
Christmas movie. It's right there. She's dressed up like some kind of angel.
She's dressed up like
Like,
a sugar plum fairy.
there you go. Yeah, yeah. Hmm. But yeah, he would like explain the movie to her, and halfway through he'd kind of stop and be like, "You don't like this very much, do you?" And she'd be like, "To be honest, I don't." And they'd like argue for hours about why. But yeah, see, more Christmas, and it's a Merry Christmas party. I'm gonna do a Christmas. Take a. We should have done a power hour every time
Every time
something
somebody
Christmas
mentioned Christmas, we did it shot.
shows up. In the 70s, when he was first trying to make this, he wanted Steve Martin as the lead, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah?
Yeah, I can sort of see how that would work because I feel like a lot of the comedy is Tom Cruise failing to get laid a lot, and I
Yeah,
feel like
yeah,
Steve
yeah.
Martin would be like frustrated in that Steve Martin way.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Look at this. Look at these lights. This is like one of the craziest looking movies ever.
Imagine being with this version of Tom Cruise and being like, eh. It's
I mean, to
just-
be fair,
well, I mean, I guess maybe not personality wise, but looks
yeah.
wise.
The word on the street is that I think Nicole Kidman's dad was a psychiatrist, and psychiatry is a big no-no. So they were like pushing for him to get a better younger wife to be more in line with the policy of Scientology.
Oh,
Yeah, so but again, that's all. I don't know the man. I don't know Nicole Kidman. I don't know what happened, but
he's still involved
that's
in Scientology and stuff, right?
he is, and he was. They tried to kind of make him the spokesman, but he, famously came across like a weirdo, so they've sort of downplayed it. They're like walking it back. Um, but yeah, no, he is still a committed Scientologist. Just he keeps it like whatever your religion is, keeps it behind closed doors or whatever. Yeah. And look, I don't mean to immediately get into the tabloid stuff of Tom Cruise because I have heard that in filmmaking circles he's apparently a very pleasant and professional and a decent person to work with and under.
Yeah,
So at least he does keep keep
keep it
his
under
evil
lids.
religion separate from his film stuff. Hey, Todd Field, who directed that Tar movie last year,
Oh,
the Kate
really?
Blanchett, yeah, like composer movie, here as his piano buddy, who's going to be important later. Oh, so this is the classic, we're wandering away from each other at the party to make some small talk, but we
Never a
might get a
doctor,
little.
never a doctor.
Yeah. That's also a very funny runner in this movie. How obsessive he is about bringing up that he's a doctor. Like, it's not so bad now that it came up more organically here, but it's gonna get more annoying as it goes on. So I will say I do like my boy Tom Cruise, but I do kind of miss the era where he was making movies with great filmmakers, a little less action oriented sometimes, like
Yeah.
like uh, like this
When
in
he
The
was
Color
doing
of Money.
weird stuff too, like when he just randomly will show up in in a jukebox musical.
Yeah, Rock of Ages. That's an odd thing. That's a hell of a thing. That movie. Where he's I forget what the character's name is, but he embodies sex and rock and roll, as they say when they
Yeah,
announce
yeah.
him.
And he's really good at that movie too, which is always funny.
He is
Yeah.
singing "Steel Horse I Ride." I'm
Yeah,
a
he sings.
cowboy.
Yeah, he sings
All
that
that
one.
crap. Tropic Thunder, I think, is also one where he, like shows up and is deeply weird for a few minutes in the fat suit with the bald cap. So yeah, I'm kind of hoping. I guess my wish list is uh now that this is the final chapter of Mission Impossible, maybe he'll get back to mix in a couple more Eyes Wide Shuts in the middle of this.
Maybe that'd be nice.
Yeah. And that weird Judy movie I just read the description for at least sounds, more interesting, like
Right,
more in
right.
that line. So maybe he's doing it. I mean, he's
Is
still
Mission
stick.
Impossible actually ending though, or is he just?
I mean, they
Is it
say
like
it's the
Fast
final.
10 where is this like Fast and Furious where one guy will
Well,
never let it go?
it's tough because, like, yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. Like, maybe if 10 years go by and there's not another one, I'll be like, okay, they weren't kidding. But yeah, I'm always suspicious about like when they're loudly like, no, no, this is the last one. Now, what changes the math on it is and speaking of Fast and Furious, because both Fast X and Dead Reckoning like underperformed, didn't do as well as people in the studios wanted them to do. So it could actually be the end. Maybe they are just like, people are just not as excited. Like, we wrung all the juice out of this franchise.
Maybe I will believe. Like I said, I will believe it when I see it.
I also wouldn't, be surprised if they just keep doing Mission Impossibles, but they do like a soft reboot, like it's, it's Simon Pegg, but he's like mentoring, I don't know, Jacob Elordi or whoever they pick as the new
Who
Tom
would the
Cruise.
yeah? But yeah, that'd be the question. Who would be the new Tom Cruise? Because they tried that with Jeremy Renner, and that
Yeah.
horribly panned for him.
Yeah, that just no, like they just no interest in. I mean, that's my favorite Mission Impossible, the fourth one. But yeah, they quickly give up on the idea that Jeremy Renner will be the the king going forward. like, um, so yeah, I don't know. It would have to be someone who wants to do crazy stunts. So maybe Austin Butler, because he horseback rides and shoots guns. I don't know if he'd be interested in like jumping out of planes. That's a big jump from that to that.
Austin
But
Butler would make a good new Tom Cruise, though.
yeah, but again, it's tough because they've already sold it on the crazy stunts. So yeah, you'd have to
Oh
find an
well,
actor.
yeah. See, that's the problem with Mission Impossible versus Fast and Furious. You can very well. I guess Fast and Furious kind of has the same problem because like I doubt Vin Diesel is as into the stunts, but like he drives the force of that being like about cars and family and
Yeah,
stuff. Like who could you get who in this scenario could you find another Tom Cruise that's all about stunts and about like peak cinema that could push those movies forward? And could you find another Vin Diesel who's all about family and car culture and stuff that could push that movie forward? And I don't think you
yeah. If
could.
you were,
I think they are
if
kind
you,
of the soul of those movie franchises.
it is. It's very linked. I especially agree with you with Fast and Furious. I do think, and I don't know if they'll ever do this because that would be too good an idea. Because Mission Impossible, is based on the '60s TV show, and there's like the masks and the heist stuff. Hypothetically, I think you could do them like smaller budget, like just the fun spy stuff. Like,
You
and
could, but
and,
would
and maybe
people get into it again?
I don't know, but I think like that would be more drastic, but also maybe a better move than just we're just gonna try to find someone new to do the Tom. Instead of being like we can't come up with a new Tom Cruise. Like, let's just try to make this a little different.
Right, right.
Yeah, yeah. Like, they might just try to like do the same thing but without Tom Cruise, and I feel like that will not go over as well. But I don't know. And also, yeah, like it could also just be that because there's 10 of these movies, it's hard for them to have the impact, with
Yeah.
the audiences. Like it
Right,
could
right.
sometimes a franchise has just run out of juice, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Sometimes it needs to be killed.
and that's okay.
Or at least
Especially,
retired.
yeah, like again, there's 11 Fast and Furious movies, 12, next year if we're counting the Hobbs and Shaw.
Yep.
Like, also I do love Tom Cruise's crazy face here, and I also like how both of them are doing a little indiscretions, but I feel like Nicole Kidman's is more like a little classier and flirtier,
Yeah.
whereas Tom Cruise is just kind of
Well, and isn't Tom
just,
Cruise not follow through with this either which way?
yeah, yeah, I don't think either of them like, yeah, because they're down. They're
Yeah, he's
like,
the only one who.
oh wait, he gets interrupted, so we
I
don't
do
know
you
what would have
think
happened.
if he would have though?
Probably not. I feel like much like Nicole Kidman is doing, like
Because isn't he
they're
like
having.
obsessed with Nicole Kidman? Where Nicole Kidman is definitely down to have sex with other people.
Yes, well, I think yeah, the idea is kind of it's a little bit of a double standard because like they're both like yeah we're flirty but nothing happens, but I guess as soon as Nicole Kidman like actually says that outright to him, like he loses it. He can't even conceive of that. But oh boy, this scumbag, this guy's no good with his ODing prostitute here or whatever. Great performance though. This guy does a great job of being like just might just be a normal but scummy guy, but he also might be the head of the masked people, and you're not quite, it could be either or. See, we're learning he's a doctor, and we're feeling the Christmas spirit here.
ODing at a Christmas party is very in line with Christmas parties.
Yeah, I mean, you go wild at a Christmas party.
Yeah, that one dude in Die Hard was doing coke off that naked woman.
Yeah, the Hans Booby, I'm your guardian angel guy.
Yep.
Now, Die Hard, see, that's an interesting example of a movie that, like, a franchise where I think, like, you would think it's so tied to Bruce Willis, but at this point, I don't know. Like, I feel like after three, it just loses all of its oomph, and
Well,
it's
haven't there have been like talks about doing a prequel Die Hard, hasn't there, for
yes,
years?
they've talked about like young John McClane, which
Yeah.
like, oh boy, that that
Yeah.
that sounds very direct to video to me. Like,
I'm fine with the franchise to end at Die Hard with a Vengeance.
yeah, I think
I
the first
fucking love
three
Die
are.
Hard with a Vengeance, even though it's probably the worst of the three.
Oh wait, the you think the third one is the worst?
I don't know. Don't people really love the second one?
I'm team three, where it's Samuel L. Jackson and they're playing Simon Says. I think that's the best besides the first one.
Oh, that's right. Die Hard with a Vengeance is the fourth
Yeah,
one.
two is the plain one, which is like okay, but not super, super memorable because
Wait, wait,
you.
wait. So it would go 1, 3. What's your Die Hard ranking? One,
I would
three.
go 1, 3, 2, 4, 5. I think.
Oh, you would give even second one more than Die Hard with a Vengeance.
No, Die Hard with a Vengeance is the third one where they're playing Simon Says.
Wait, which one is the one where they with Raylan Gibbs?
That's Live Free or Die Hard, which is the fourth one.
Yeah, Live Free or Die Hard is I would be my second favorite one,
My
which I know
second
is
is
batshit insane,
my
but
second is three. It's tough because I think two is I like two better because I think John McClane is more John McClane in that one, whereas by the fourth one he's just an action hero.
yeah, yeah.
But I do think four is probably a little more fun as an action movie. So I
Yeah,
guess
I
that's
like
like
four a lot, even though it gets really like early
yeah,
two
like he's jumping
thousands. because yeah, well, because of that, and because it's all about hacking and hackers and
Yeah, yeah, and then the fire sale. They're doing the fire sale.
yeah, and then John's like, "Oh, I don't understand computers because I'm an old ass man," and that
Yeah,
kind of
and
stuff does get a little annoying. But I also really like uh, uh Raven.
Timothy Olyphant
Yeah, I
as the
really like
villain.
Timothy Olyphant as the villain.
I remember liking the daughter stuff. Okay, like and Justin Long is fun.
Yeah,
There's good stuff in that one, but I think that one bothers me because the I mean this is nothing new, but like the first Die Hard, when John McClane steps on the glass, it like puts him out of commission for half an hour, and
yeah,
you're like, oh, that's cool. He's a more realistic like it's a regular guy in an action movie. But by the fourth one, that's completely gone. He's just like jumping and shooting
yeah.
and
He
doing
literally
backflips.
jumps on a jet in that movie.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So that kind of rubs me wrong about four. And two, I think like that's starting to become a problem, but he's still a little more down to earth in that
two's
one.
the I barely remember two. I remember
Yeah,
three
two is not super memorable. There's the plane
because
and
isn't
the
doesn't it
bad guy
start
does
at
Tai Chi.
Christmas once more and it's like in an airport and like
Yeah,
yeah
and it's like a big retread of the first one because I think like the wife, the jerk reporter from the first one, and her like by coincidence end up on the
yes
same like on the seats like next to each other. So you're
yeah
like,
and they
why do you even have to bring back that guy?
yeah and they
Like,
have to like do some actiony stuff themselves together. It's
yeah, like
very
that
weird.
one feels too much like you're like it's the sequel problem. That one has the sequel problem of just like, oh, we're just kind of doing the first one, but not as good.
I think I'd probably go
Um,
1, 3, 4, and 2, and then 5
yeah,
because I do know 3 is very very good because it's got the Simon Says and the secret
and
heist of the gold place, and it's got
yeah,
the
yeah, and him and Samuel L. Jackson have like very good like chemistry in
yeah.
that movie as the buddies. Now that movie is interesting because it wasn't gonna be a Die Hard movie. It was gonna be just called Simon Says,
Oh really?
and yeah, and it's funny because I actually think like the the weakest parts about that movie are that it's a Die Hard movie, kind of
Yeah.
like if it was just an unrelated Bruce Willis action movie, I'd probably be more into it. Like, because I think the Simon Says guy turns out to be Alan Rickman's brother, and that's kind of lame, like tying it too much into the first one. But anywho, that's the end of Die Hard. Oh, they're flirting, but she's like, nope.
I guess she is a tease. I remember her being a little bit more like hardcore into the idea of having sex with other men than maybe the movie actually implies because she is trying to get away from this dude now.
Yep. No, no, like yeah, yeah. I don't think. Yeah, I think she just keeps it to the flirtiness. Yeah, because she's laying it down pretty unambiguously. Whereas
Yeah.
with Tom Cruise, it was a little more on the line. Like, and look, she's definitely flirting it up, but
Ooh, this is a good song.
yeah, they did a bad thing.
Oh, Nicole Kidman, you are so beautiful.
She is quite pretty, even in them AMC ads where she has the pantsuit.
Yeah.
She's talking about going to this place for heartache. Are you excited for that movie she's in, the baby girl or whatever it's called?
No, because I don't know anything
It
about it.
comes out like this month, I think, and it's an age gap relationship thriller with her and a younger dude.
Ooh, I do love age gap
Yeah, I've,
relationships.
I've heard it's quite good, so I'm excited to see it. Uh, and people say she's very good in it. So I'm happy she's also like she's not like the king of movies like she once was, but I feel like she still does interesting,
Yeah.
motion pictures.
Yeah, I gotta go see
I
that.
really like
I
her
gotta go
in.
watch that Cameron Diaz movie that came out with Jamie Foxx, even if it seems very basic as an idea. Just
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That looked kind of interesting. But yeah, like a little blah. Christmas. Look at the Christmas.
yep. And we're
Even
watching Bugs Bunny
we're
Christmas.
watching a Christmas Bugs Bunny cartoon.
I've probably
Now this
asked you
be
this before, but where do you fall on like the Christmas story gospel. Are you Muppets or are you Disney?
Oh, do I like Mickey's Christmas Carol or the Muppet
Well, I think
Christmas
most
Carol?
people like both, but like I've noticed people like really like you either saw one or the other as a kid, or you really liked one or the other as a
Yeah, what's
kid.
funny is I saw Mickey's Christmas Carol was actually I think the first version of a Christmas Carol I ever watched because
Uh
I
huh.
actually remember as a kid like being like, "Oh no, Tiny Tim," and "Oh shoot, Ebenezer's grave." Like I was actually like just watching it for the like I was seeing it for the
Yeah,
first
yeah,
time.
you were experiencing it.
Yeah, like and I was like crying with the wrapping presents. But I think I ended up watching Muppet Christmas Carol more and liking it more overall because I think like Mickey's Christmas Carol because it's only half an hour. I do think it like zooms through things a little too much.
Yeah,
Like,
I think most
but
people
it's,
go Muppets Christmas Carol, which again
yeah,
makes sense because
I do
it is
like
an
them. I do like them
actual
both though.
movie.
Actually,
Um, See, I never saw Muppets Christmas Carol until like an adult. I only saw the Mickey version, so that one has the most nostalgia factor for me. But I do agree with you, Muppets Christmas Carol all the way.
yeah, yeah. Though there's good stuff in Mickey's Christmas Carol. I like Pete as the Christmas future. He's actually very scary in that movie when he's
Yes.
like shoving him into the fire and laughing and all that. Like, yeah, so that's where I land. Now for another version of Christmas Carol I really like is the '80s version with George C. Scott. Like it's just a live action version of the book. But I think that's my favorite of the like non
Mm,
kiddie ones, like the ones that are just regular movies.
right, right.
Yeah, because he's a good like he's a screaming Scrooge, like spirit, what perversity is this? Like he's getting real
Oh, a real
pissed off.
Scottish Scrooge.
He is. He's a yeah, for maybe almost as much as Scrooge McDuck
Yeah.
himself. I remember liking the Patrick Stewart one okay too, with McNulty from The Wire as his nephew, which is funny. Oh, they're doing the pot now,
Yeah, they're smoking that reefer like proper rebels.
but again, like it's a good high, but then you start getting too confessional, and it screws it up. But see, yeah, like this is where it really gets into Tom Cruise's head too much, I think, because
You know what movie? You know what these people remind me of? The spiritual successor to this movie, Deep Water.
I still need to see Deep
Oh,
Water.
you've not seen Deep Water? Oh,
I never got. I kept meaning to, but because it was a came out during like I would have gone to see it, but it was 2022, and I was still a little shy about going to movies during the pandemic, like still a little COVID nervous.
oh,
So
dude,
I
Deep
was like, I
Water
would
is
like,
good.
yeah, I'm down to because I that's got my boy obviously the Ben Affleck and Ana de Armas, but
Yeah, you gotta see Ben
I
Affleck and his
believe Jacob
snails.
Elordi's in there too.
Yeah, we might have to do that next.
Ooh, I'd be down for a deep watering.
Yeah,
Uh, Yeah, no. Again, more of that erotic thriller. Though I know that one frustrated you because, like, unlike this one, there's actually like real bad stuff going on with that
oh,
couple,
dude,
right?
they are terrible for each other in the most fascinating way.
And this
I
movie's
never.
kind of like, they got some light issues because they're flirting behind each other's back, but like they're mostly stable, and it's more like Tom Cruise like freaking himself out over nothing, kind
Yeah,
of. But I know Deep Water, yeah, like as you say, they got issues.
it's kind of funny because, like you said, it's deep. This is what deep like. This is the Deep Water is taking this idea and doing the nightmare the nightmare version of it.
Ooh, that's getting me excited. Just getting stoned. I mean, again, Tom Cruise has a pretty rad life, I gotta say.
Yeah.
He's a successful doctor. Got a nice kid, and he and his beautiful wife talk about smart stuff and have sex a lot, and that seems to be what all they do, and it's great. Oh. So this scene, if I'm remembering right, for a lot of it, to give them their privacy for the nudity, uh, the crew was gone except for Kubrick, so it was the three of them. And at one point, I think Kubrick got into his underpants too to make everyone more comfortable, which is sort of funny to think about.
Then he decided to put himself in the movie, and that's where the unrated cut came from.
He does make a cameo in the background of us. I'll point him out. He doesn't say or do anything, like he's just a guy at the bar, but like, and I believe it's him and his wife, if I'm remembering right. And that's all tied up in the conspiracy stuff of this movie, where he died like 2 months before it was released, his final film, and that of course has fueled a lot of conspiracy theories that the Illuminati knew that he was, telling everyone about them with the masked orgy, so they had to put a stop
Uh,
to it.
the lizard people wanted to keep their sexcapades secret.
Exactly, which I'm a little skeptical of, I gotta say. I'm not sure I buy that. Um, Especially because the movie was already finished and came out anyway, so I'm not sure like they did a very good job, but I guess it was like the idea is, oh, in the process of making this movie, he discovered a deeper secret and he was, getting ready to tell.
It's
And
like
then
that found footage movie Conspiracy, which is that
oh
exact
yeah, yeah,
plot. I
which
have
would make
not seen that. Well, no, I think I have. I just don't really remember it. It's been a couple
I remember liking
years.
that one. And it would make a good double feature with this, because yeah, it does end with like an eyes wide shut party. But I believe like the CGI devil comes out, so they're actually summoning stuff. But I could be misremembering. But I remember liking that movie reasonable enough. I'm a big fan of the like. It's a small genre, but feel like we're getting more of it, like with Late Night and with the Devil, like the kind of spooky rich people party, like
Yes,
the rich
there's
and powerful
fun.
having their like masked hangouts.
Yeah, no, there's nothing more fun than a spooky.
Oh, having her little titties squeezed. And Dickie, this part is very disturbing. I don't know. The baby talk from Nicole Kidman makes me
Yeah,
very
it's a it's
uncomfortable.
a it's a choice.
Yeah. And it's weird because it's like a mix of like they're high, but they're also weirdos. So I don't know, and I'm not sure how much is to blame. What percentage one is to blame? Um, I was gonna say something else on the subject of masked people. Oh, the Court of Owls in Batman is another example of scary masked people. Uh
Oh.
oh. Uh oh. I've had so many conversations like this. That's not true.
your
this is
long
this is
your
this
long
is
eyes wide shut conversations you have with your variety of lovers.
yeah, this is me and my many mistresses every night. We're having long talks about millions of years of evolution and what what women do versus men do. No, that's not true.
Now I want you to get jealous. Oh, you don't know what you're opening by asking for Tom Cruise's jealousy.
I know she was
You chose
like
poorly in this situation.
I agree. Uh-oh. I like the camera shaking as she's laughing uncontrollably. Now this is relatable because sometimes when I'm, on the wacky tobacco, I cannot stop laughing, and I do think I am going to die
Oh,
from.
really? So you're a giggler.
Not always, but like when a joke hits me right whilst I'm stoned, yeah, I do turn into this lady. Like, uh-oh, they were at Cape Cod. First mistake. Uh-oh. I mean, a lot of this also does come down to like it seems like they've never really discussed
Yeah, they
things
just kind
this
of kept.
frankly.
They just kind of had this thing that they were doing, but neither of them really hammered out the particulars of what that thing was.
Yeah, 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 and it's and it's not even like, you should for sure, but also I feel like they had a mostly healthy attitude, just like, yeah, like, we're flirty but we're committed. But yeah, Tom Cruise was getting a little too smug about it, and she had to bring him down a little bit by by confessing. Not even a crazy thing to confess, but but it destroys him, man. Makes him have
I
penis
know
envy.
because his masculinity is threatened.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, to be fair, he's a short man, so he should be threatened.
Yep, we know how people don't like short women don't like short men.
No, 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 that never happened. Aw, see, she was actually trying to like, like explain to him that that was actually, that these stray thoughts kind of reaffirm her love for him, but he's like not listening to this part, you know, or the part coming up that she's never been more in love with him,
Yeah.
But he's like just hearing this part. Also, I do think she's kind of like, like this is to her like trying to get sexy stuff going, you
Yeah.
know. But I think
But like
he's
if
reading it.
Tom Cruise is giving you this face, then you need to know that you aren't getting the reaction you thought. Even high, that's a oh you fucked up face, not a ooh face.
Yeah, I agree. He does not seem to be entranced by this. Yeah, see, you were dearer to her than ever, but he just can't accept it. He's too. No. Dear Penthouse, you'll never believe what happened to me.
Like I find it so funny that he would be so threatened by a fantasy.
Yeah, man. like, I mean, it's she delivers it more as a dramatic monologue, but it is
Yeah.
essentially still like, oh, I thought about Idris Elba naked one time.
Yeah, yeah,
It's about that, but it's still like blows his brains.
yeah.
Oh, and I forget that he's still like kind of stoned when he has to run for this medical appointment with the lady who's into him. That does color what comes up a little differently. Also, I'm a little quieter because like I find this is a well acted scene.
Oh yeah, no,
She
dang right, it's
delivers it
good.
well, and Tom Cruise's face is very it's a good bit of like dramatic acting from them. Oh, so this is set in New York, but not filmed in New York because Kubrick lived in England his whole life
Yeah.
and had an enormous fear of flying. So they actually built a replica New York, and he had a guy go shoot some New York stuff that is like a projection in the background. So sometimes this is like just you're watching like a green screen or a rear projection.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
So did he always film on look in London then?
Yep, yep. Even like Full Metal Jacket, all the Vietnam stuff is like they found this like old like collapsed warehouse and are like, oh, this will do fine for like war torn Vietnam, and they put some palm trees up. Like,
Interesting.
yeah, he was very like did not like to leave his house very far. So you wouldn't know it when you watch them, but once you do, you're like, whoa, that's crazy that
Yeah.
he
No, no,
was
no, that is crazy.
that committed to never leaving home.
I actually have a fear of flying as well. But
Yeah, yeah, no, I'm also
since you
getting a little increase. Like I had a lot of adventuring as my youth, but I'm kind of like, you know what? Home is where the heart is.
yeah. Well, I didn't have a choice because my dad always lived during the summer usually somebody would drive me up to him, but like for winter and stuff I had to fly
Yeah.
up. So I was flying alone as like a kid.
Oh, geez.
And it always terrified me because I was very scared of flying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was. It's kind of sucks because yeah, as a kid, like I never even like we would go on vacation a lot and fly around. But I never really gave it a second thought. Like it was very second nature to
Mhm.
me. And then just something kind of shifted, and now I'm like a very nervous flyer, which is a bummer. Like, and yeah, I kind of only do it when necessary now. And I sometimes wish like I could be hypnotized back into the like when I was more not thinking about it. But oh well, such is life. And like I said, because I already, like I'd been to Europe and all these crazy adventures, so I'm kind of like, yeah, I don't, I'm not like, I'm not in need of like, oh, I just wish I could have seen
Right,
Paris or
right,
whatever.
right.
Like, yeah, I went to Germany and Russia and the Netherlands. Like, I've seen enough, I'm
Yeah.
satisfied.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, no, kind of relatable on old Kubrick. But yeah, this is his this is the lady who's in love with him, who is kind of like an alternate universe Nicole Kidman, because her husband we see looks like Tom Cruise as
And she
well.
kind of looks like Nicole Kidman.
Yep. And it's funny because this lady, comes on to him, and I think that's what also it's a combination of his insecurity, but also he starts to believe like, oh wait, like ladies are just waiting to throw themselves
Yeah.
at me, and that ends up not really being the case. But it does like give him some misplaced confidence. I know, but back to Tom Cruise. What is your favorite Tom Cruise performance?
Ooh, I do think you have to give it up to like the iconic ones like Maverick
Yeah,
and your Ethan Hunt. Like there's a reason that dude has been playing those characters and or coming back to play those characters, and it's just because he's so well at doing them. My favorite like maybe my favorite like dark horse would be Rock of Ages because I find it so funny that like he just kind of walks onto a musical and is proven to be really good at it.
yeah,
Like
can
that,
has the swagger to be a weird glam rock star. Yeah,
yeah, and actually sings pretty decently. I really like American Made from what I remember of it.
yeah, I like that movie as well.
It's been a hot minute since I've seen it, but I do have fond memories of it and him like walking into his kitchen and
Yeah,
just throwing money down in the spots where their appliances are gonna be.
nope, that stuff rules again. Like, yeah, which he does in this movie too. He's throwing money around a lot as it
Yeah.
keeps going. Um, Yeah, so I would agree with you. Like Ethan Hunt in particular, I think is a great, just he knows how to carry that franchise. I think my favorites would be like this one, and then I think Collateral might actually be my number
Oh
one.
yeah. See, it's really hard because
Yeah.
Collateral. Yeah.
And I think Collateral, like what I like about it is that it's like the best of both worlds because you get kind of like this weirdo effed up Tom Cruise, but you also get action Tom Cruise. Like, you get them both in one movie. And I think Edge of Tomorrow is a big one for me too.
Oh, Edge of
That's
Tomorrow is also really good.
Yeah. And I think that was one of the first ones where I
I mean,
kind
even
of
Cocktail like is
yeah,
really good.
he rules in I mean him in Color of Money when he's dancing to Werewolves of London
Yep.
while swinging the stick around. Yeah, yeah, and Risky Business. Yeah, if we're going back to the 80s, yeah, he also
Oh,
like
Risky Business. That's
came
another
out of
one
the
I
gate
saw
with
and
all
like
his
yeah.
swagger. Yeah. Well, a movie I like, but that I wouldn't call one of his best performances is Legend. Have you seen that one?
No.
The fantasy one from the 80s where he's running around with the unicorn and like Tim Curry is the Lord of Darkness, who's this enormous like red Satan dude. Like that movie rule. We should do that as a commentary
That
for
does
the
sound pretty
future.
good.
Yeah, the Ridley Scott's Legend. Yeah, but yeah, here's Phantom Tom Cruise, who kind of looks like James Marsters as Cyclops. Like,
It kind of does.
yeah, this guy could have been Superman
Yeah.
back in the day.
Yeah.
Nah,
He's got
little too
the
much.
he looks Clark Kenty enough, but he doesn't look Superman-y enough.
Yeah, yeah. I guess his haircut.
You gotta like this is gonna sound very specific, but I can't get behind a Clark Kent that looks skinny. Like you gotta be barnhouse bred
Yeah,
Like
you,
Clark Kent.
you
Like
need
if
a more
you
of a you need a barrel chested
yeah,
Clark Kent. Yeah, I mostly agree. I'm trying to think like, is there really even been a skinnier Superman?
I don't think so, but yeah, like
Yeah,
I
like
don't
who's the skinniest Superman of the ones?
Nicholas
I'd have to.
Cage technically.
Yeah, I guess
He would have
Cage.
been the
Cage is kind of a
skinniest.
wiry.
Yeah.
Yeah, wiry Superman. Though I guess he was gonna play him in like Con Air, and he definitely has some big guns in that movie.
Yeah.
But we're just ranking the bodies of the Supermen. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Tom
once
Cruise
I
looks
know
like
that
he's
fun
about to
fact
plug into the Matrix. In this scene, dude looks like
exactly.
he's about to fucking fight.
Yeah, he's gonna fight on the chateau with the
Yeah.
Merovingian minions. Oh no, he can't stop thinking of that
It's
thing
so
he made
funny
up.
that like he would get like I get it. I mean, I know some men are extremely jealous and possessive and I am not like that. Like I guess it's because I have this like I have the very much the mindset that we only live once. But like,
Yeah,
you know, if my partner was like, "Oh, I have had a sexual fantasy about so and so, I just be like, oh yeah, I get it.
Yep, yep.
You
No,
can't
no,
live in
I
this world without having a sexual fantasy about somebody else.
no, no, I agree. I think, and look, I'm actually like, I'm way more of like a, monogamous traditionalist dude than a lot of like people in our age range. But even I'm just kind of like, nah, man, what's in your head is up to you, and
Yeah,
also like, but more than that, in a healthy relationship, I think you should be able to, rank the hunks on screen or whatever, and
yeah,
be like, or who's more attractive in this scene of the Sex and the City ladies or whatever, whatever you're watching, you should be able to
a hundred
have some
percent.
frank
Yeah,
and open discussions, and it should not make you go insane with jealousy. That's like, wait, you like, oh, and speaking of people I like, this lady, uh, hold on, I'm trying to remember her name. Vanessa Shaw, uh, one of my favorite actors. She's
oh
amazing
okay.
in the Joaquin Phoenix movie Two Lovers, which I recommend to everybody. But in this one, she's wearing her Russian snow cap. But
We do love a kush. No, it's not a kush. It's something that begins with a K.
a Matrushka doll. I
No,
don't
no,
know.
no, no. It's the cap is called a something that begins with a K.
Yeah, I don't remember. I got one actually in my closet, but I've never lived in a cold enough climate to really justify it, unfortunately. Uh-oh, this is the first time he's doing some bad behavior. So I'm trying to remember. I think this kicks off the night, right? Like
Yeah.
he goes through his whole adventure from here on out, right?
Yep. I think this is the beginning of his descent into madness.
Yeah, into some some wacky not great shenanigans that end up with him getting too big for his britches.
I wonder if anybody's done a YouTube montage of this movie set to relax.
Ooh, that would be fun.
I
If
know it
not,
would be fun, wouldn't it? It's,
you should do it, edit it together. Clip
sure.
set to relax. Don't do it. Yeah, man, look at them Christmas cards next to all the bras and presents.
Do you think he's high through? I know weed doesn't last very long, but like, I like the idea that like this whole adventure he remains high throughout, just because I think it's funny to imagine.
I feel like he's got to be a little buzzed throughout, at least. Yeah, yeah, I'm not sure because yeah, they were just token on grass, so I don't feel like like I feel like your modern gummies and edibles, you stick it's a more sustained, you're
Mm-hmm.
freaking out. But I'm not sure. I feel like he's a little stoned. That's my take on the movie.
Imagine going to a hooker and being like, "What do you recommend from your own
Yeah, hey,
menu?"
what are you down for?
It's,
Ooh, that's a good comeback.
yeah, I think it with a hooker situation, either you're ordering something specific off that menu, or you go dealer's choice. You know.
Yeah, yeah. So he went dealer's choice. But as someone who's never solicited a
Well,
prostitute, I
no, I
gotta
wouldn't
say
have. Neither have
I
I.
don't
Just
I
to
don't know
make it
the I don't
clear,
know the protocol.
gonna get us in trouble on YouTube. I mean, I've solicited a prostitute if Grand Theft Auto counts.
Oh yes, yeah, then absolutely. You've done it many times.
Yes.
And I've solicited a prostitute in the sense that I'm watching it in a movie. You know? No, I've never played that much Grand Theft Auto. I had
You
it
weren't a video
like
game dude.
yeah, I played it at a friend's house and I like beat a homeless man up with a crowbar, and that was kind of the end of my adventures. Um,
Hmm.
what a pretty image. Again, Christmas, man. It's all over this
It's
movie. You can see the lights and
Christmas
everything.
time.
Yeah. Oh, now, how about Charlie Brown? How were you ever into the Charlie Brown?
I mean, in the sense that every kid watches a million and one Charlie Brown things as a kid, but like, I don't
Yeah,
remember being like, oh, it's the greatest thing ever. But I've seen all of it just by.
yeah. By the rewatches, I'm kind of in the same boat. That one was never a big one for me. I saw it as a kid, yeah, like more than once, and a bunch of other Peanuts related stuff because it was a cartoon it was on. But yeah, I've never had like the strong affection for Peanuts that a lot of people
No.
do. I'm like, yeah, it's good. Like I like it, but
Like Peanuts for me seems like more of a adult thing, anyways. Because like the jokes from what I remember are very adult, not like
yeah, yeah.
adult in
Like I
a
mean,
naughty
not in that
way.
like not that there's like yeah, like not that it's like crude or anything, but more just that yeah, it's about like being sad or whatever.
Yeah, it's
There's
all
a lot
about
of
like
stuff.
depression and melancholy and like shit you wouldn't be feeling as a kid. It's just
Yeah, exactly. Because yeah, I was happier than Charlie Brown as a lad. Now, are we gonna get into it? Because the Grinch, I love that cartoon. I think it's one of the best things ever made, and that's why I have a lot of distaste for the Jim Carrey one.
yeah, which I don't. Again, I don't. It's a nostalgia thing.
Yeah, yeah, a lot of people saw the Jim Carrey Grinch,
Yeah,
young, so they like it.
yeah. I'm
Like,
I'm a big. I will admit I'm a big fan of the Jim Carrey Grinch, but I don't beget somebody who doesn't like it. It is very much Jim Carrey being Jim Carrey. So
which
like
is enjoyable.
you have to get behind that too. Like it's sure he's
Yeah,
being the Grinch, but he's being the Grinch in the sense that he's being um the Grinch as Jim Carrey.
yeah, yeah. And that part I don't mind actually. As watching Jim Carrey be fun in a weird makeup, like that part's all right.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. But I find its soul to be repulsive. I do love New York though. It's the greatest city in the world
Why would you pay her? You didn't do anything with her.
because he's a little bit flouting his money.
I guess. Me, I'm too cheap. Like if I didn't pay you for what if I didn't get what I paid for, I'm not paying you for it.
Dang.
I'm sorry. Maybe like $25 because you brought me up here, but
You're like negotiating like here, have 20 anyway. But Tom Cruise is a
well,
big
I
part of
guess it's
this
like a
movie.
tip, you know.
Yeah, he's flaunting his wealth. Oh, here he comes. But yeah, what makes the New York stuff interesting is Kubrick was a Bronx guy, like born and raised in the Bronx.
But
So this is like
then he got to England and then just never wanted to go back on another
yeah,
plane.
never could return. But this is like his memories, I guess, of the New York he once lived in.
Interesting.
We're about to see the man himself. This shot, he's at the table, one of these tables.
Why is there a matron at the for the bar?
That's, I don't know. It's an upscale bar, I guess. Yeah, he's to the left there.
Is he the dude with the blonde?
Yeah, yeah, the guy to the right of the blonde.
Yeah.
There's the man with his glasses and beard.
And staring at Tom Cruise.
Yep. And then going back to looking at the piano playing. His buddy seems to be having a good time doing this. Maroon, what a good movie. Sorry, sometimes I'm just like, it'll cut back to Tom Cruise clapping, and I'm like, dang, this is
Yep,
good motion.
it is a good movie.
And also, the lights in this scene are insane. Look at all of these different
Hmm.
glowing things and different colors and hues. Yeah, so they're buddies, but they're not like they must not be incredibly close because they're
No.
catching each other up on like how many kids they got and that sort of stuff. Uh-oh, this is when his buddy does something he shouldn't do,
Hmm.
giving him some hot tea about his crazy place. No, see, but what I'm trying to remember is, yeah, he probably shouldn't have told his buddy, especially a guy he's clearly not that close with. Like, but I'm trying to remember if he gives Tom Cruise like like tells him to come over. I don't think he does. I
No.
think that's something Tom Cruise comes up with on his own. Uh-oh. Folks at home, I am gonna do something very interesting, which is I'm gonna get up and get a graham cracker and come back. So Tanner, you gotta entertain our audience. Will
He's gonna
okay,
go to his own eyes wide shut party. Oh, that's right. He gets the address from that dude, Fidelio.
all right. Password.
Fidelio.
Fidelio, that's the password, man. Oh, it's the name of a Beethoven opera. So you were watching.
He gets
So does
the.
he?
He doesn't invite him, but unless
But he
he's
does
about
tell
to
him how to
right
get
now.
in.
Well, he tells him it's the password. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well now we're seeing because he seems reluctant to like bring him along. Mm-mm. That's a bad idea, and he's still gonna do it. Uh-oh.
Just tell him that you get in trouble.
Yeah, like you don't
Just
have
tell him
to.
you signed an NDA.
Yeah, man.
He's doing this. This dude's
Especially
doing it
like
to himself.
if you interpret this as they are legit like a scary one world order cult that's gonna murder you,
Yeah.
like yeah, why would you even be like, I don't know, man, maybe not a great idea. Like just be like, no, I'm not gonna tell you.
You're not that
We're
good
not
of
even
friends.
yeah, we're not even close enough friends that you know how many kids I have. Like I'm gonna yeah, yeah. How about go away?
Imagine going to all this effort just to go to a party too. I'd already want to go home. I'd already be like, this is two steps too many. What if I
Yeah.
forget the password?
I think he's trying to like kind of edge his way towards infidelity. He's like, okay, actually getting a prostitute
Was too much for
is
me.
yeah, it was too much for me, but maybe if I just walk around a party full of naked people, I'll be, I can scratch that itch more ambiguously or something, but oh yeah, this dude who kind of looks like the train man from the Matrix, the one that
Look at this is crazy. Just the idea.
he's telling him he's a doctor for no reason. He had to flaunt his credentials to
I
try
know.
getting a Halloween costume. Oh, see that guy.
Why does this guy have a full on like? Look at this setup for his costume shop.
Hey man, New
Do
York's
people? And the
full of
window is
bad
easily
hombres.
breakable. Like you can just break the window.
Yeah, but
Just that's
I guess
crazy.
yeah, there's not like
Imagine,
bars on the there's no bars on the windows, just on the
imagine
entrance
having
here.
a full steel door to protect your costume shop.
Yeah, man.
Dude must be selling cursed costumes in there. He's gonna give the costume from clown to Tom Cruise.
God damn, what a cool shot. Sorry, I'm very the lighting in this
Yeah,
movie
I
is
mean it's a cool costume shop. I guess maybe
it
that's
is,
why
yeah,
he
yeah.
wants
Like,
to, why he's so protective of it. It does look
yeah.
freaking rad as hell.
I would be down to wander around with
Yeah,
these crazy mannequins and Christmas lights. So everyone in this world like decorates their Christmas stuff very similarly. I
yeah,
will
it is
say,
all the same. They all went to the same shop.
yeah, that doesn't feel quite like more. It's not quite a realistic portrayal of like how these everybody would probably decorate a little different because it's all the same like yellow lights on the back and these
Yeah.
lights like strung around a pole. No, talking to Tom Cruise about your bald spot. Dang, he's
Yeah,
very
I
rude.
know.
Like, yeah, dude, you woke this guy up, man. You gotta deal with some small talk.
Yeah.
Man, this is one of the weirder parts of the movie. Him like discovering his daughter with these like older creeps.
What? Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, they all had a crazy.
I guess they were having their own eyes wide shut party. Maybe Tom Cruise should just get on this party.
Yeah,
Slap a wig on him and
I mean, to be fair, Tom Cruise certainly is, Breaking Bad, but I feel like he's not quite gotten to this.
it's like in Captain America when Nat asked him if he's ready to kiss that girl with the tongue ring, and he's like, "I'm not ready for that yet.
No, no, no.
I'm not there just yet."
Nope, nope. I'm not down for like this level of depravity.
Why does he have a conference room inside of his costume shop
I don't
that
know. I
has
mean, I
wigs
guess
in
'cause
it?
these are. I mean, the fact that these are like business associates, like there's probably more dirty deeds going on at this costume shop than just the costume
I could
shop.
write me manifesto on this costume shop.
Yeah, man, this
I
would be
think
a
this
good thing.
guy's a spy. I think that's what it is. I think he's a sell. I
Yeah,
think
I
he's
would
a
imagine
spy.
he's got
That's why there's
got
a roll
some.
cage.
Mm, probably, or at least he does some like evil CEO stuff.
Tom Cruise looks like a supervillain in this coat with his hair
He
the
really
way
does.
they've
Yeah,
had
Chris.
his hair. This dude
Yep.
looks like he's about to go put somebody in a maniacal trap. Maybe he is Lex Luthor.
He could be, or Ezekiel Sims.
Yeah,
Honestly, speaking of New York, yeah. Oh, him as Moreland.
yeah.
Make that happen.
Oh, I think you just I now you're cooking.
Tom Cruise with like the long hair and a trench coat. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah, I would watch that. That's a terrible idea in the best way possible. It's terribly bad and terribly good at the same time.
Hmm.
Imagine him in like a crushed velvet like suit and like stomping towards Spider-Man.
Yeah, man. That I think we figured out what his MC. Because some people were like, "Oh, he should be the alternate reality Tony Stark," and I'm like, "Nah, man." Like now
No.
we clicked.
Evil
Make it more of
Morlun.
them.
We know he has vampire chops.
Yeah, man. He's already done the Lestat.
Yep.
Again, man. Imagine like your partner confessing like, "Hey, I had like naughty thoughts about a dude a few years ago,"
Yep.
and this inspiring you like, "I'm going to crash this like event with security," and that where I know they blindfold the piano player.
Yep.
Like,
And I have no idea what I'm getting into.
yep.
I don't think you can cut you can't rip a bear.
Yeah, I feel like that's the end of that. Maybe he meant it as a metaphor. Like,
Maybe, but like still it's really weird to like
yeah, but also yeah, like by promising him half, it actually means you're only giving him the full 100 at the end either way. Like
yeah.
it's not a yeah, it's not actually that enticing because it's
Yeah, like he can't drive away with that ripped $100 bill and get
yeah,
anything
it's
out
like
of
all
it.
right, basically you've given me no money,
Yeah.
you know? as opposed to the half now, half on completion kind of thing.
Also, why
Also, I
keep the
forget.
tab there in the first place? I guess to keep your stuff in there, but like, well, I
Maybe
guess
to
they're
like,
out in the boonies. He probably wants a way to get back.
yeah, and also I guess like a speedy retreat if things go south.
Yeah, but like this
Also,
place is fancy. Couldn't you just be like, "Hey, I'm ready to go. Can you arrange a cab for me?"
yeah, but I guess he doesn't want to like wants to leave no paper trail, like just be able to pop out the back if people get suspicious.
See, this is when relax kicks in.
Yes, absolutely.
This is when the relax kicks in.
There is a hilarious video I do recommend for another Kubrick movie, Barry Lyndon, where they set it to push me and then just touch me till I can get my satisfaction.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, because that movie's all about duels and demanding satisfaction,
yeah.
so they cleverly set it to that song. All right, we gotta rank which of the creepy masks is. We gotta each decide which of the creepy masks are our favorite. There's like a weird half moon one that I think is mine, but I'll have to see them all to make my final judgment. Oh, but something that plays into the Christmas theme is that this is the only scene in the movie where there's no Christmas lights.
Oh really?
Yeah, yeah, to like kind of I guess underline that like whatever's going on here, man, your
It's not
Christian
holidays.
values. Yeah, yeah, there ain't none of that in here. This is a very different religion going on.
This would do nothing for me. I'd be
Yeah,
that
on
guy
that.
in the background that keeps checking his watch and being like, "When's the orgy gonna start?"
Yeah, yeah,
We've
yeah,
just
yeah.
been
So it's
watching
like, yeah.
this dude hum for 5 hours.
No, this is like the equivalent of like the national anthem before a sporting event,
Yeah,
where you're like, oh
but
God, just
imagine
get
it
on
goes
with it.
on for like an hour and it gets really weird really fast.
Yep, or like the halftime show where you're like, come on, man, like just get to the orgy. Also, maybe I'm too romantic, but you know what? Not a big fan of the masked aspect either. I feel like I'd want to look somebody in the eye. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah. Nah, I'm not a
Also,
big
I don't
fan of
know.
masks either.
I mean, especially these, because it feels like you'd be making out with like a Saint Seiya villain or something.
Yeah.
Like
The only exception to the mask rule I'd make is that I do, if I ever had like a lady friend that was into cosplay, I think it'd be fun to get adventurous with the cosplay. But I would be
oh
masking
yeah, yeah,
up
like
too as well.
but I guess I'm talking specifically about these masks. Like
Yeah, yeah,
obviously,
yeah,
yeah, if you want to dress up like Batman and Robin and fool around, that I kind of understand, but this is specifically like
yeah.
I
No,
don't
this is
know,
too
man.
weird for me.
Yeah, yeah, these like creepy like dead-eyed masks are freaking me out. Um,
And like it's funny, but like
I
my
guess I
my
guess Conquest is
internal
the exception.
my internal dialogue would be like, man, these people are really pretentious. It's
Yeah, yeah. Like, can't
like
we
we came
just
here to
have a
have
smelly?
sex. We don't need to make it this complicated.
You want your orgies to be a
Yeah.
little smellier, like less gussied up.
Yeah.
See, a classy orgy I can get behind, but just not
Yeah,
with the
see,
creepy man.
classy, but not a Roman orgy, I guess is what you might want to
Where
call
they're
it.
like, where they're swinging a censer around with the frankincense and
Yeah,
myrrh and
and there
all that
are
stuff.
everybody's wearing weird masks and
Mm. All right, so of these two masks, I like them both. I think I like the one on the right the most.
yeah. I like the dude's little try is
His tri-corner
do
hat.
they know him?
We aren't sure. It's ambiguous. Maybe that's his buddy, the doctor.
It could be.
Yeah,
They sure are
since he
staring
does
him
come.
down hard.
Yeah, so they could, or they could just be like, I've never seen that guy around during the last 8 of our orgies. So, but yeah, like to your point, man, like let's hurry this
Yeah,
along. We
see,
gotta
like
let.
how long is this? Like, it's not like I'm gonna be specifically orgying with these women. Why am I gotta watch this whole thing?
I guess it's to like, now we're to get everybody hyped for it. Okay, there are some mask exceptions now that I'm remembering. The owl lady from Under the Silver Lake, and previous episode Conquest, where the
Yep,
villain was a naked lady in a mask.
yep.
Those are those are both all right masks. But look, I mean, this dude's got the Green Goblin mask on. It looks like Bert and Ernie or something. I'm not I'm not. I would not be in the mood if I were here. Um,
I like her mask.
she's
From
got a cool
Lion's
one. I like
Mane of
her.
like is
Yeah,
pretty
her
cool.
crazy chicken head. No, he was picked.
It's like being picked for dodgeball, but
Mm,
with a lot more nudity involved.
yes, but with a lot more of the knickers. And I guess the masks are also like, hey man, I still have not been in fidelity to Nicole Kidman because there is a mask dividing our smooch. No, he's having an emotional affair with this lady. Oh, but she knows he's not supposed to be here.
I love how they're immediately like, you're not into this.
Yep. Also, I believe this woman, if I'm remembering right, is voiced by Kate Blanchett, not played by Kate Blanchett.
Gotcha.
Everything all right? May I cut in with you on you crazy kids? See, this dude, like, it would really suck if, like, through the luck of the draw, you had to have sex with the Napoleon mask
Yeah.
guy. At least the other ones are a little classier and more spooky, but just this weird paper mache, like,
So I guess you could get chosen to be the special dude, but you could also be taken. The special dude can be taken away from you because that guy just freely was like, "Hey, I'm gonna take your girl from you."
yeah, I'm not sure if that was the rules or if maybe he was like, hold on, these something fishy's going on here. Like, I'm stepping into, like, he might just be like an overseer or a security guy, being like,
Maybe.
hold on, can we talk for a minute? What do you know about this Tom Cruise looking guy? So I think a lot of this was censored when it came out in theaters, which was a big controversy. But I think on home media, it's uncut. You're getting the full, eyes wide shutting. But I think
Yeah.
if you watched it in theaters at the time, they were blurring the like crotch areas of this stuff. But don't quote me on that. Yeah, man, everyone just kind of it's like a TV that's like playing The Evil Dead at a party. Like some
Yeah.
people are just kind of half watching,
Well,
just
because everybody's wearing a mask that just looks as emotionless as fuck. Like these people could be watching anything and they would be doing this because their faces can't be seen. It
yep,
doesn't
yep.
look
And
at
again,
all like
why
they're
the
enjoying it.
yeah. I mean, I guess it's like going to the opera. You got to be a little more polite, but like yeah, it doesn't seem like the most fun as an orgy because you are
No.
just politely taking it in. Um, But yeah, and that's why, like, to get back to what I was saying at the beginning, all the hype about how this was the sexiest movie ever. It's like kind
They're
of,
using
but
that guy as
there's a
as a
lot more going on than that. I feel than
yeah.
just the.
What would you pick as the sexiest movie ever?
It's a good question. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Maybe the Nope, I got nothing.
You said that Chinese movie you mentioned sounded
Oh,
sexy.
In the Mood for Love in
Yeah.
2046. Yeah, those are both sexy, but they are about like the passion, like, and tension more than the actual sexy times. So
Mm.
they are indeed sexy, but that is more like, the lingering hand on the other hand, that kind of stuff.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Um, I don't know. I'd have to like go back through my lists of movies I've seen to rank.
To figure out where what the smuttiest one is.
Yeah, yeah. There's like some individual moments that are quite sexy that I can remember.
Mm.
Hannibal season 3 of all things actually has like a very weird, awkward, like, when a couple finally goes for it, you're like, what the fuck? So like that might be up there.
Okay. I've actually been thinking about Hannibal. Getting back into Hannibal.
Yeah, man. Well, maybe you'll do a like react vids for Hannibal. That'd be
It's
kind of
been
fun.
I think I've seen all of season one. I can't remember.
I
I'll probably
think
have to
we went
restart
a
it.
certain way. Yeah, yeah. Two and three are very awesome and very wacky. One is good too, but yeah, yeah. The real good shit's yet to come. Uh-oh. See, this lady's all right. She's warning him. Uh-oh.
I like how he's like, "You can come with me." Like, dude, you're married.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nicole Kidman would
Imagine
understand.
bringing that girl home. This is the girl I saved from an eyes wide shut party.
Yeah, she's just sleeping on the couch, like eating those Oreos that Nicole Kidman was eating. Uh-oh.
Yeah, dude, I think maybe doing the taxi kind of
A
sold
bad
you out.
idea. 'Cause yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, some rude New Yorker guy is gonna be blowing your cover by banging on the door. Oh, look, there's some same-sex orgy, and which is
Good,
nice. This is a
good.
progressive evil cult, I guess. 'Cause yeah, ladies dancing with ladies,
Yeah, good,
men
good for
dancing with
them. Good
men.
for them.
Like, this is a very, very forward-thinking masked sex cult. Yeah, like if you got a rude New Yorker like, "Hey, I'm walking here," kind of taxi cab driver, of course he's gonna bang on the door and blow your cover, you know?
Yep. Oh, that is not a mask I would want to be in any sort
No,
of
that is
fashion with.
terrifying.
Or that
Well,
one. That
that's the
one
one I like. The triangle one might be
looks
my
like
favorite.
fucking Spy Kids 1, the gooflum, whatever that dude is from Spy Kids 1. You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about, right?
Fagin Floop or
Yeah,
whatever.
thinking Floop or whatever.
Who I
Fleur de
think I
Flem.
we've mentioned on this show before. He's an important character in our series.
Yep. Spy Kids 1. Important movie.
Yeah, it is a good movie. Spy Kids 2, they fall down the hole and they can't, tell how long they've been falling because his watch doesn't have a clock on it. Too
Yep.
many other gadgets are there. Uh-oh. You idiot, there was a second password. He
Why
should
would
have
there
just
be
tried.
two passwords too? That's the funny thing. Like, so you get admitted, and then you have to give another password? So what does the first password get you?
I guess it might just be like if we think there's a troublemaker. Like everyone here got, given a second password that that's how we tell outsiders apart. So I guess for piano people, they get one for admittance, but
Why
not
wouldn't you
one
just have
for.
a password then for like the help and one for the actual people?
That
Like
seems
that would
like a
make
better
more
way to do
sense,
it.
right?
Mhm. I mean, they might just be calling his bluff, just being like, uh, hey man, like we're making this up just to see how you'll squirm under interrogation. Like maybe if Tom Cruise had played into it, been like, "That's outrageous. I was never told about a second
Oh
password."
yeah,
They would
like
be
they
like, "Oh,
might have.
sorry, sir. Like our mistake."
Would you have removed your mask? I think I would have been like, "Oh no, I'm not removing my mask."
Yeah, I'd probably be like, "Nah, man." I'd
Nah,
get undressed. No, I'm out. Yeah, I think I'd be like, "Hey, look, man. Like,
I'm
I'll
gonna
leave
walk out.
now.
I'm gonna try walking out. If you try and stop me, then we're gonna
I
have
know
a
these guys
problem.
are all very threatening, but like, I don't know. Maybe they're just like party goers. You know, nobody wants to be a hero."
Yeah,
Especially if it's Tom Cruise, he's like, "I'll take you all on." If you rush me. Yeah, this part's kind of wacky. And when the dream stuff starts popping in, because this rule sounds insane. Like,
yeah. These orgies have too many rules for me.
yeah, that if you're caught sneaking in, you die, except
Maybe you don't,
unless
and you can be
unless one
redeemed.
of the unless one of the masked ladies decides to die in your place. You're like, all right. They're like, okay. Yeah, I also wonder, like, also why she's she's very nice. She's sacrificing herself for this weirdo. Like, now I believe his buddy at the end, his version of the story is like, we did this to like scare you so you wouldn't come back, but that lady's fine. But I don't know. I don't know about that.
I'm willing to believe that.
And this was all just him being stoned and taking this too seriously.
Well, not only that, but that these people are just messing with him.
Mhm. Yeah, it could definitely be just a like prank
I mean, we
because
haven't gotten any indication that like this is a secret society and not just a weird ass party
yeah,
that is some kind
could
of
just
rich
be a
people's party.
yeah, rich hipsters are just having fun with like, hey man, let's do a mass orgy on Christmas. That'll be and with wacky rules. I read this in a book and I want to try it. Let me get a lot of friends over to. We all got to commit like those dinner party murder mysteries.
Yeah, yeah. Like I again, it just seems to.
Melina's the kid's name. Helena. Helena.
Queen of Hell.
Yeah, played by Kate Blanchett in Thor Ragnarok, I
Yep.
think. Yeah, yeah. Speaking of Kate Blanchett, it's kind of funny they just cut like to him coming home. Like
Yeah.
I wanted to hear him with the cabbie being like, "Hey, yo, what was that, man? What's?"
I
I got
forgot
something
that.
for
Like,
you.
there's a whole other hour of this movie. I don't remember what happens after this. We're in new territory.
Oh, cool. Yeah, yeah, because yeah, the first like half is his crazy nightly sexcapades, and the second is kind of a little bit like not to spoil it, but yeah, it's sort of the a morning after kind of deal where he's like retracing his steps, like in The Hangover, being like, did that all really happen, or was it all a wacky dream I had? Oh, Tom Cruise looks pretty cool in this vest.
Damn right.
He kind of looks like Henry Cavill in uh, Mission Impossible, where he's fighting in the bathroom.
No, I was having the most wonderful dream. I was being dicked by that dude.
Yeah. No, yeah. That there should be a parallel movie that's just her sleeping and laughing in her sleep.
Yeah.
That's all she did. She ate those Oreos while watching TV and then went to bed. Was kind of her.
Yeah, she did one of those. She had one of those. She got one of those "I'm only sleeping" streams going on.
Yep. Exactly. Those just that was always the joke when 24 was on, was that there should be like 3 episodes that's just him sleeping. Like if you're really being realistic to the 24-hour model.
I've never seen 24 or even The Shield for that matter.
Oh, I love The Shield and 24. I liked the first couple seasons and then I fell off. I feel like it told a crazy ass story, well enough, and I was kind of satisfied.
Okay, but The Shield you really like, huh?
Yeah, Shield rules. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a tough one because I think it's like a pretty good show, but then the second half and the ending is like so good it like elevates it to like the best show ever.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of like I wouldn't say like episode to episode it's my favorite, but just for how satisfying like it is as a beginning, middle, and end story, like big recommend. Yeah, wherever the Shield is streaming, yeah, you should check it out. Though it is very it's very edgy. Like there's some episodes where they're really trying to like push your button with how like grossed and fucked up like the police brutality and the sex crimes are. So like do be prepared for that that
Okay,
it can be
yeah.
kind of unpleasant in that way. But since you're a Sons of Anarchy dude, you'll be going like, "Oh, it's that guy. Oh, it's that
Oh
guy."
yeah. Well, it is an FX original, right?
Yeah, and Kurt Sutter, creator of Sons of Anarchy, started as a writer and actor on The Shield. And what's his name? Michael Chiklis, star of The Shield. He ends up appearing in the last episode of Sons of Anarchy as the trucker who runs over Jax. The guy driving Papa's goods. Spoilers for Sons of Anarchy, people at home.
Which again is you might crazily find out was a big thing for Mr. David and I.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
was quite into them Sons for a while there, and then I got real bored by the
Yep.
last couple seasons because they started doing all those 75-minute episodes, and that was a lot. Um, and there would be a long like montage at the end of an episode set to a song where you're like, wow, this is like a 10-minute song we're singing while we're like watching Tig like go home and go into bed. Like,
There
and
was a
they
lot of that.
and they'd cut to like Bobby strumming on his guitar and like she's still
Mm,
singing this cover of Everyday People or whatever.
yep. House of the Rising Sun.
Yeah, well, see, some of them were cool, but some of them, like doing it every episode, got kind of repetitive. I feel like in the early seasons they kept most of those to like the season finale. We're gonna, play
Yeah.
Gimme Shelter or House of the Rising
Hmm.
Sun or whatever, and then it started being we're just gonna do that every episode to like wrap things up. That is still the funniest ending ever. The last 10 minutes of Sons of Anarchy set to that "Come join the murder,"
Yeah.
where all the police are chasing Charlie Hunnam on the motorcycle, but they're all clearly going like 10 miles an hour. Like,
Yep.
oh no. See, like even her mild like indiscretion of, like she feels very bad that, their talk was kind of, mean.
Yeah.
Like,
Clearly, she's upset about.
yeah, she went to her reaction to their fight was like, I had a bad dream and I went to sleep, and I feel terrible. Whereas Tom Cruise is like, yeah, I visited a real orgy
Yeah.
and sought out a prostitute and
And almost maybe died, but I don't know because it's not very clear.
yeah, it might have just been like, they're spooking you, like, hey, don't come back here no more.
Hmm.
Yeah, man. There's your lesson. Hey, New York,
New York.
greatest city in the world, or so I've been
Bada
told
bing, bada boom.
by every freaking piece of media ever.
Yep.
I've never actually visited New York City,
You've
I will
never been to New
confess.
York City, really?
No, no, no. I've been to LA and Chicago and Boston and Orlando and Atlanta, but never New York City. So some big cities, but not NYC. I've been to upstate New York because my family on my dad's side lives there,
Yeah.
but that's like rural.
All the family on my dad's side lives in upstate New York as well. So
Oh, that's interesting.
yeah,
That's
like
I don't think
Rochester,
I've ever
Syracuse area.
I don't think I've ever put that together. That's fascinating because yeah, like we're the same person, I guess, because we also have a proud Mexican heritage.
Yeah, no,
So,
it is kind of
yeah,
yeah, because my dad's side's French Canadian and my mom's side's Havana Cuban.
yeah.
So yep.
My dad's side is uh like yeah, some French, like German, Irish,
Yeah.
Dutch, like a bunch of white guy stuff, and then my mom is Mexican. So weird parallel that I never quite clicked until now.
But I've been to New York City, like I think
Mhm.
twice. Funny enough, I have a horrible story about New York City because it was our
Yeah, yeah.
last day there, and I was hungry, so my dad got me like a New York City hot dog off of like a street vendor, and
Mhm.
then we went like to like because it was around Christmas time, so we went to a bunch of shops and like a couple
Yeah.
like this big M&M like shop that was there, and as the day went by, I got progressively sicker and sicker,
Oh
and
no, the bad hot dog
yeah, it
like
was a
gotcha.
bad hot dog, and like to this day, I don't really enjoy hot dogs because of that memory. Because what ended up happening was we had to take the ferry out to get out of New York City, and I got horribly ill on the ferry ride out to the point where I
Jeez.
puked all over my sister because the rocking boat
Of
triggered it
course,
so
yeah, like
bad,
made you
and
go,
I didn't make it
whoa.
to the bathroom in time, so it was all over like the seat and stuff, and my dad was furious with me about it. So yeah,
No,
nowadays,
dude, that wasn't your fault.
yeah, but even so, because like everybody was staring at us, and everybody was covered. It was a horrible experience.
Whoa, yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
you like full on like Shamu splash
yeah,
zone? Like,
no, it was
never.
bad, and it like it. I distinctly remember not feeling absolutely fine until I ate that hot dog. So nowadays, like I'll occasionally eat a hot dog, and almost always. Oh, look, it's Pee Wee Herman.
Fagin Floop himself actually.
Yeah,
I actually forgot he's in this.
I forgot he
Uh,
was in it too.
Alan Cumming there, yeah. Also, Nightcrawler in the X-Men movies.
Yeah,
Uh, well, just X-Men too, but still.
but yeah, nowadays I'll be like, oh, I want to eat a hot dog, and I'll eat a hot dog and like immediately regret it because something about them nowadays, unless they're like super fresh or like bougie, I guess is the other way of saying it. Like a
Yeah, yeah.
normal hot dog will usually make me sour up real
No,
fast.
I mean it's true. After like a bad food poisoning, you're kind of done with whatever
Yep.
did it to you. Like, yeah, done with shrimp after a couple bouts of just vomiting after. Like, and yeah, now I'm scared of them. Yeah, it'll happen, but that's wild. And it's also, yeah, boats will do that too for me. When I went to Greece, yeah, we did like a cruise ship around, went to Turkey and back, and it wasn't on the boat, but upon like we landed and we were like going on a hike to whatever the touristy thing was. And yeah, I just vomited in a local concession like stand, like kind of 7-Eleven type place.
Yeah.
And they were very nice because I was like, I am so sorry, I made a huge mess in that aisle, and they were just like, just leave, it doesn't matter. Like they didn't
Oh.
have, so I just left them that that vomit and left.
Yeah. Nope. That's what can you do? What else can you do? Like that you just kind of got to be like, well, I'm out because this is technically your job. So,
My my favorite vomiting story, and similar to what happened to your victims, uh, I was at a Denny's with a friend, and I tell this story a lot, and I give him some grief, but we're all good now. But he projectile vomited all over me from across the booth, like
oh, yeah.
just upchucked. But the funny part was that when he was done, he looked and said, "I should feel bad, but I don't." That just came out of his mouth, which was fine because you're I don't get mad at whatever you say while you're in a
Yeah.
daze. You're done vomiting, but that was a very, very funny that was his first thought.
Hmm. What is remind catch me up? Why is he talking to Pee Wee Herman?
Oh, so he is now looking for Nick, his piano buddy. So
Okay.
the diner lady told him like, yeah, he comes by, he stays at this hotel or whatever, and this guy is explaining that he saw dudes like grab him and pull him into a car the other
Okay.
night. So that was like so we're getting an implication that yeah, like Nick suffered some consequences for you know, blabbing to Tom Cruise about
I
the
love
other.
how Tom Cruise can't help himself. Like just go back to your life, dude.
Yeah, but he's got to see if what happened really happened. Especially after your near-death encounter, or at the very least, these guys were threatening to take all your clothes off,
Yeah,
which
like
is
they
pretty
now know
pretty
your
scary.
face, so
Yeah, yeah,
and you're a doctor who flashes his health card to everybody, so
yeah. Like if you get in trouble at like even like a Target, and they say like, "Yeah, don't come back here no more." I'm pretty much not gonna come back there no
yeah.
more. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna go the next day and like peek in the windows to see
If
what
you
happened.
recall, I was at our local Walmart. I was named as a grape thief, and
Oh no, oh wait, I do remember this,
yeah, and
and
I have since I when I go in there, even now to this day, I'm still like, I wonder if they, even though that was like maybe 4 years ago, I am like, oh man, I hope they aren't watching me.
I don't know. I have heard a rumor, I've never done any research to confirm it, that like a lot of those chain stores like unless they catch you in the moment, they everyone kind of gets one free shoplift. like like if they see it on the camera, like you do go into a database, but they do like let it go once. But I could be wrong about that. And also I do think grapes are a very silly thing to get, mixing up about. To mix it up with a person about. Yeah, and see, the next day it looks like the dad came to this very scuzzy business
I
arrangement.
guess.
But also, that does kind of start making you think, like, oh, did what happened really happen the way Tom Cruise saw it, or was it all
See,
a little different?
they should have put him on harder drugs just to really like put in this idea that like, oh, maybe it was real, maybe it wasn't real.
I mean, besides the pot, he is on a powerful drug called jealousy. That
Yeah.
that was and horniness, and those together were skewing his perspective. Ugh, he's like pitching his bid.
Yeah.
See, that one is not fully on Tom Cruise because he did not go to that costume store for horny shenanigans. Unlike the other
Nope,
places,
he
that
just
was not
stumbled
his
upon him.
intent. But he just stumbled into him. Yeah, like. Also, this movie came out in 1999, which is often considered the best year for movies ever.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What came out that year? The Iron Giant, The Sixth Sense, The Matrix, Fight Club, Toy Story 2, The Blair Witch Project, The Mummy, the Brendan
Oh
Fraser
yeah,
Mummy,
you've already sold me on that.
Audition, uh, all sorts of good stuff. The Disney Tarzan, if that's your bag.
Oh, one of the best.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, and a little movie called Blast from the Past with
I do love
Brendan
Blast from the
Fraser.
Past.
And Scooby Doo and the Witch's Ghost, not for nothing. And
Dude,
another Tom
why?
Cruise movie. Why is he? Yeah,
Imagine. This is you know what this is? This is Trap all over again.
yeah,
Would you
man, where
just
he just has to get himself in more trouble, even
yep.
though he got off lucky. This is to quote SpongeBob. How many times do we have to teach you this lesson,
This
old
old
man?
man.
But no,
I
it is
just
it is
the idea, man,
insane.
of like, hey man, we're gonna let you go. Okay, I'll be back tomorrow.
Yep, just gonna just shake the gate around.
Yeah. In my car that has my license plate, if you don't already know who I am.
Yep, I'm coming. And also, I'm coming alone. Like at least last time, he did bring a dude to
Yeah.
like save him. But
I wouldn't want to know that much. Like whether or not the night
no,
I had like also because I would trust my own memories, I guess is the other problem. Like I wouldn't need to be told that this had happened or not happened. Like I would distinctly remember that I almost died at an orgy party. Like
absolutely, yeah, that would not be something that I would be like.
I
Was
wouldn't
I
need to
just?
fact check that.
Yeah, yeah. Like unless he was like on a harder drug, to your point, like acid
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, like
Maybe
if
they should have.
yeah, like acid or something aggressive like yeah, no, then I could get behind it. So,
Yeah, they should have taken E and had an argument instead of smoked
yeah.
some pot. They should have some ayahuasca or
I guess they had that letter prepared. Like they were like, "Okay, if this guy comes back, it doesn't seem like he's been
yeah.
at that gate for very long." So,
I mean, maybe they just real quick on a typewriter, like, and then just like gave it to the butler, like, "Hey, Alfred, take it to him fast." Ugh.
Like,
Yeah,
dude, yeah, the idea that you needed a second warning is insane.
it's pretty wacky that he's like, maybe I should stop looking around, and especially because yeah, he has not found his buddy yet, like, and he heard from a guy at a hotel that they like roughed him up and put him in a cab and drove off.
Yep.
That would have been enough for me to be like, okay, I got off lucky. Like I'll just go home and kind of live with one looking over my shoulder for the rest of my life. Oh, another hard day at this factory at the nuclear power plant.
Oh, I'm surprised The Simpsons hasn't done an Eyes Wide Shut parody yet. I guess we
They
are getting heavy into the like parody of The Simpsons nowadays, so it's probably coming.
they kind of did a couple seasons ago. There was a Treehouse of Horror that was a Clockwork Orange parody.
Okay.
And then at the end, that just became like a montage of other Kubrick movies. So like they do walk into a room and there is like the eyes wide shut masked thing going on.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I remember finding it kind of lame because I'm like, oh, they should have just stuck to one instead of just making it like a big Kubrick-a-thon.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, and that also means yeah, they've already used up their eyes wide shut points because that would have been a fine Treehouse of Horror.
Yeah.
Though, would it really? I guess I could buy Homer going on a sex. That episode where he's looking for his soulmate after he and Marge fights. That's kind of a.
Yeah.
That's an eyes wide shut with the space coyote that gives him advice.
The only thing is that Homer has never struck me as a horny man. I don't
Not particularly. He's
I
got
don't
he's like
really remember him wanting a lot of sex.
sometimes he is a little bit like come to bed, Marge, and they do their like snuggling as they call it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think it's not really one of his big driving forces. I don't think. Like not like beer and donuts, of course. Like
Dude, it was a dream, man.
yeah, and she's
It was a
already like
dream, and she was crying about it. What more do you
I know, and
want?
look, and she's back to giving him bedroom eyes.
Yeah.
Like it's fine, man. Like we're doing okay.
Just absolutely crazy.
Yep, this destroyed him, man. Again, he thinks he's so cool, but he never once thought about like the idea that like women have thoughts. Like it seems to be yeah, like Tom Cruise's philosophy was like, yeah, men are, always horny and thinking horny stuff, but women once they are married stop doing that. Like it just stops.
Yeah.
Hmm. And learning otherwise, he is a grown man, like learning this for the first time, like destroys him.
And like I don't get what does he want at this point? Like is he going to cheat and not cheat?
I mean,
Pick
that's
a
where
lane,
his
dude, I guess is the thing I'm trying to say.
it,
Pick what you want.
I think his brain first went to like I'm revenge cheating, but then like I think it's just quickly just turned into like this is like
Mush.
the come down from his jealousy where he's like I don't even know why I'm mad. I just kind of feel mad for some
Yeah.
reason. Like just don't know I don't know where to put it exactly. So he's snapping out of it. It only took a couple days, but he's getting a little more clear-eyed. Oh, and now he's got to go see the prostitute lady. Oh, I've never thought about this. Could she have possibly been the masked lady?
The voice didn't sound right, but
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah, probably not. But I'm still curious as to why the masked lady was so nice to him, you know?
I think she just knew he was a noob.
Yeah, and wanted to just, do a good deed, die for a noob.
I can't imagine she actually died.
Probably not.
The eyes wide shut people seem kind of like a like they're smoking mirrors.
Yeah, they're all talk. They're not like the Court of Owls where they're
Yeah,
actually doing like evil deeds. Probably not. I mean, besides just regular rich people evil deeds,
yeah.
but I kind of agree. Maybe actually when they took her away, maybe she set up the whole like spooking ritual, being like, "Look, guys, don't kill him. We'll do this pretend,
Mm-hmm.
like song and dance, and yeah, he'll get to go free." Yeah, now he's meeting the roomie.
Now, if they say she's gone on a trip or died or something, or then
She
we'll
did.
know.
We are gonna learn that. Spoilers. Yeah.
Okay, well then you're
Might be on to something.
yeah.
Or maybe Masked Lady was the girl ODing at the beginning and was like, "Oh, I remember that guy was nice to me when I was dying in the chair." But I don't think I ever fully like put those pictures together. But you are right, because she's voiced by Kate Blanchett, so it is a very different voice from this, like, from Vanessa Shaw there, this
Yeah.
more down to earth lady. Oh, we get a little lens flare in the bottom left, like the J.J. Abrams does. Now, J.J. Abrams should make an erotic thriller because but I don't know if J.J. Abrams actually has any thoughts besides like the '80s were cool. I don't
Yeah.
know.
He just did a
That's
thing. He just like repopped up controversial wise because he said canon doesn't matter or something now.
oh weird.
Yeah, like there was some kind of interview he did or something, and he said canon doesn't matter.
That's iffy. They just announced he's got some movie coming out, and they've been like announcing the cast for it. Like he's out of director jail with some new secret project that because it's J.J. Abrams. It's all you know, mum.
Right.
They're not
Why
telling
was he
anyone.
in director jail? Just people just were tired of his
I think because
shenanigans.
Rise of Skywalker was such a like
Mm,
did not go over too well with the general public.
gotcha. Yeah. Well.
I think it was mostly that, yeah. Like he used up all his goodwill because that movie like nobody liked, even the people that they were trying to placate who didn't like Last Jedi were also mad at Rise of Skywalker, so it was all for nothing.
Hmm.
Yeah, Glenn Powell is going to be in this mysterious new J.J. Abrams movie. So I can't wait for all the like Cloverfield marketing where they're like keeping a secret what's going on. But yeah, man, she's HIV positive.
And you almost had sex with her.
Yeah, yeah,
I assume you would have used protection, but I honestly don't know
yeah.
if you've thought that far ahead. So
Yeah, I don't know if he like I mean that's probably also why he backed out quick cuz he was like, "Hold on, I just kind of did this spur I'm sure he didn't bring condoms to the lady, he was
mm-hmm.
helping with the father. Um, but maybe he bought him on the way back to get busy. But no, I feel like yeah, he was playing it by ear and was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa." Yeah, this is like my one part I'm always a little iffy on. that it's like, whoa, I almost got HIV.
Hmm?
That's kind of wacky.
Well, it's also like what are you doing at this point? I guess is the one thing about this
Yeah.
movie that it's interesting because it is clear that like he's just going mad with jealousy about the fact that his his wife dared to have a fantasy about another man, but it like his what he does with that is all over the place. Like, what is this dude even doing at this point?
Yeah, at first it's just like this sort of ambient like horniness, but also a little bit of revenge, and
Mm-hmm.
I think that's how it goes the first night. And now that he's spooked, I guess he's kind of also like us, just like I don't know what I want exactly. I'm just
Yeah.
kind of well that was a crazy adventure I was on. What do I do with it? Like this is like I guess the stages of grief. Like he's going through different stages of finding out your wife, has a brain. Unlike it's not always you, man. I don't
It's not
know.
always about you, bro.
Yeah, you gotta like step outside, walk a mile in another person's shoes. From my point of view, the Jedi are evil. Now, the documentary Room 237 about all the Shining conspiracy theories.
Uh-huh.
There's a very funny bit where, because one of the guys is the wacky one who's like, Stanley Kubrick faked the moon landing,
Yeah.
and The Shining is his confession. And during the part where he says, like, and you know what? I've been followed by government agents, and my taxes have been audited. And during that scene where he's talking about like, and clearly everyone's after me for speaking the truth, they show this scene, which is very funny. Like
There
that
are
goes along.
so let me get this straight. There is a conspiracy out there that Stanley Kubrick taped that was the guy who faked the moon landing.
Yes. So the idea, this is the timeline of that conspiracy theory. He makes 2001, and either 2001 was research for making a realistic moon landing,
Uh-huh.
or because of the 2001, the government was like, "Oh, you would be the perfect person to direct the moon landing that we're faking."
Gotcha.
And then he gets guilty like a decade later, and The Shining is just full of coded messages confessing that he faked the moon landing.
Are
Because
there
like the
any
kid,
do you ascribe to the idea that there are coded messages in The Shining that he faked the moon landing?
I tend to not know. Like
What are
there's
they
some weird.
what are they using to base that off of?
So they're the ones they have are the big one is that the kid does have an Apollo 11 T-shirt in one scene.
Okay.
But then all of the other ones are way more like, oh, 237. Did you know that at one point people said that it was 237,000 miles from the Earth to the moon? So he's
Yeah, so those kind
saying
of
that.
theories.
And then the guy who interviews him at the beginning, people are like, oh, because he's like kind of looks like Trump and has the American flag, he's kind of supposed to represent JFK like an American president.
Hmm.
And when he's telling Jack Nicholson what the job at the hotel will be, that's the government telling Kubrick that he's got to fake the moon landing.
That is
And
funny.
what are some other ones? Oh, that it's room 237 and the only words you can, room it's room number 237 and that means moon room if you rearrange the letters.
And Moon Room is
Yeah,
clearly the smoking gun.
very much. So yeah, it's all pretty none of it was very
That is
compelling to
funny
me,
as heck.
the evidence. And yeah, when his wife like when he flips out on his wife, like I have responsibilities to this hotel. That's supposed to be the scene where Kubrick, his wife confronted him about faking the moon landing, and he yelled at her about all the responsibilities he has.
Oh. I
And the
wonder if
last
that
one,
Channing Tatum movie was any good. Where I
oh,
really
Fly
like
Me
that
to the
idea.
Moon.
Yeah, Fly Me to the Moon. Where the idea was is that they had a fake moon landing prepared in case they couldn't actually make it to the moon.
Yeah,
I quite liked that idea. I thought that was pretty cool. Oh, what was the
that is
newspaper?
That is a fun idea. Yeah, man, some lady was found dead.
Was she found dead naked? Quick,
Yes.
compare
That
her
would be the
breasts to your memory.
yeah, you can be like in Point Break where they moon Keanu Reeves and he's like, "Wait, I know these butts. I remember them from the robbers." Like
Yep.
that's how he figures out that it was Patrick
Yep.
Swayze's gang.
Flashing that medical license again.
Well, yep. And see more Christmas. Whoa.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I'm
Either
trying to
two
remember.
possibilities exist.
Yeah.
Either they are faking it and are just trying to scare you, in which case, why the fuck would you want to poke that bear?
Yeah,
Or
why are you still poking the bear?
they
Like,
actually are a bear and they actually have done all this. And then again, why are you still poking this bear?
nope, again, yeah, no idea why you would still be going down this rabbit hole. So I believe this is the lady he helped out at the beginning. If I'm remembering right. The ODing lady. So yeah, I guess the idea is that maybe she saved his life because he saved hers at the beginning.
Oh. But she didn't act like she knew him.
Yeah, I don't know if I guess they kind of make eyes for a second, but yeah, it wasn't totally clear that she even was like conscious enough to know what was going on.
Well, and
But
also like the lady who helped him at the Eyes Wide Shut party didn't really seem like she was. It didn't seem like she was doing it for personal reasons or like because they were friends. It just really
no, it
seemed
seemed more
like
like she was
she
just noble.
understood that this dude was very much out of his element and just trying to help him.
Yeah, yeah. But
Yeah.
I guess yeah, yeah. She's either a very good Samaritan though, because she does offer to die for him if that is indeed what happens, and it's not just an act. But now at this point, the morgue guy would be like, "Sir, don't touch," you know.
Yeah, you need to back up. Like
Yeah.
we have a 5 inch rule.
Nope. I
Necrophilia,
guess
man.
off screen.
Necrophilia, man. You gotta be careful.
Yeah, man, we're breaking all the taboos. Necrophilia, man, you gotta be careful. It can happen.
Yep.
It's
It can happen to
yeah, like
you.
like the Dare program, but for necrophilia.
Yeah.
Like, look, you can fall into it very easy. It's an easy lifestyle to fall into.
It's a gateway kink.
We'll have to watch the Neon Demon for Necrophilia November.
Like just go home, man.
Yeah,
Go
he
have
he
sex
really
with your wife.
he really like just can't let it go. But after this is kind of counts as his third warning, you know, like,
Yep.
and that's not even counting the HIV he almost got, you know, like,
Yeah.
and now he's gonna get a fourth warning. But I think this one finally does it.
The fact that they are willing to warn him so much again makes it really feel like this place is just smoke and mirrors.
Mm-hmm. This scene I love for whatever reason. Like I think it's my one of my favorite movie scenes ever. I just think good job of being like friendly and threatening,
Yeah,
and it
Christmassy
looks cool. Mm-hmm.
reefs everywhere.
Yeah, yeah. Because again, we're back where we're out of the evil sex cult, and now we're back in Christmas land.
You're harshing my mellow, man.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to get freaky in the back rooms, and you're all inquiring.
Yeah. Also, like the whole point of the masks is the anonymity, and once you know your friend is at the orgy too, it kind of ruins the
Yeah.
ruins the vibe. I believe that's a subplot in Entourage that two of them are having a threesome with a lady and they touch penises and it like destroys their friendship. They get too freaked out about it.
I don't know, man. I don't think. Look, if you and I are ever in a threesome, I think it's okay if our penises touch for a second.
Yes, if we're already at the point of a
Yeah.
threesome, yes, I would agree that the penises would not be a deal breaker.
Yep.
I would probably stop things well before the
I
threesome.
know
Be
you
like,
would, but still.
I'm even. I think I've talked about this on the show itself, but there's a scene in Fargo where the two uh bad guys like pick up ladies, and it cuts to them sharing a hotel, and they're each having sex with a lady on a different of the two beds. And I'm like, man, I would never be comfortable with that. If we were,
The
on a
social
road trip
awkwardness.
or whatever with like a
You'd
friend and
have to
I
go
would
get
be like,
another. You'd
man,
have to go get another room, is what you're saying.
yeah, I would be like, I don't care. I'll pay the extra 35 for a second room. I just don't. I don't want to do this next to you, man. Like,
I was
but see, he was there.
I was orgy man number 3.
Hmm. I think he probably was the orgy guy that nodded to him, right?
I think so.
If we're putting this together, he probably wasn't the leader because that
Or he
guy had
was
a
the one
different
who was
voice.
staring him down, like from the upper staircase.
Yeah,
Well,
that's what I'm
again, I
saying. The
don't know
ones
how
that
he would
where
have.
they like,
I don't know how he would have known.
I don't know. Maybe he just had memorized all the masks and been like, that's somebody else. And see, this is why it gets kind of like, you want to believe that it was all normal, but uh, his buddy is like trying to play it off as like it was all a gag, but he's also very annoyed that he got in. So it's like, well, clearly something,
Yeah,
there's
right, right.
something shady to this. If you're, oh, I guess he kind of put it together that way. That
Yeah.
because yeah, like Nick was at the party with him,
Yep.
but there were a lot of people at that party. Nick could have told any man, who then decided to show
I
up
guess they're the
masked.
only ones who were friends, though.
That's true. Yeah, he's like, all right. He told this his buddy, and now his buddy's here. Uh-oh.
Dude, he's rich. and part of a
Yeah, yeah.
secret sex cult. Why would he not know that?
Of course, you can hire a guy to follow you
Yeah.
around. Mhm. Now, see, would you would you look up Nick? Would you give him a call, or would you be
I
like,
would
I'm done?
probably want to know. Just like
Yeah, yeah.
it would be a curiosity kill the cat thing. I probably would like go to look him up on AOL or whatever the fuck these people used in 1998.
Yeah, I guess it wasn't quite at social media where you could, see if someone was updating their profiles to see if they were still alive, but
Yeah. Because like he knew that dude from college, so clearly that is his real name.
yeah. Just look up Nick whatever is Nick
Yeah, Nick blah 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 pianist.
Nicholas Nickleby or whatever. There was no second password. That's true.
Yeah, it wasn't a very well crafted plan.
Mm-mm. Bad news on Tom Cruise's part. Oh, I never put it together that this is at a pool table. He should be playing pool like Color of Money. Doing his
He was
showing
offered,
it.
but he
Mm-hmm.
declined.
Yep. It was a Lin joke there. He's like, "No, I don't play pool," and you're like, "Oh, I get it."
And as her penance, she had to have sex with the ugliest guy.
Yep, that was her
Yeah, that
punishment.
was her punishment.
They picked the weirdest, the Grinch looking mask, and
Yeah, the one
that's
with
the
the open
guy.
mouth.
Yeah, yeah. Ugh. Pouring me another cognac. No, I'm kidding. That was ginger tea from Trader Joe's. I'm not drinking scotch with these guys. Next time, when we watch Eyes Wide Shut next year as part of our Christmas tradition.
Christmas tradition. We just keep watching Eyes Wide Shut every year.
Yeah. Like I said, there's that podcast where they watch Grown Ups 2 every week for a year, 52 times, and it's just them going like insane after the 37th time. Uh, we could do that, but for Eyes Wide Shut. There's also there's a podcast One Heat Minute, which they cover 1 minute from the movie Heat every episode with like the idea that like yeah, there's enough to talk about every minute of Heat.
I used to watch a dude who would do they were a couple who they were called It's a Duck Blur or something, and they would just
Hmm.
watch a episode. They would cover an episode of Ducktales every week.
Oh yeah,
And a big joke in that was trying to figure out what they were gonna do when they finished Ducktales.
yeah. Like, what would the next thing
Yeah,
be?
what will our next thing be?
Yeah, man. Once you get to the end of your goals, you gotta be like, well, what comes next? Yeah, this is kind of where he's like, well, my story that this was all spoofs and goofs, comes apart a little bit here.
Why would you even tell her it was him was the same person? I'd just been like, nah, it's just some other dude.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like millions of people die a day.
Yeah. I mean, he's kind of pulling that, but it doesn't sound as convincing since, someone actually did die at the end of it. Mm. Yeah, I mean, it's possible, but it is very sketchy to be like, I was at a sex cult and this lady loudly
Yeah.
said she was going to sacrifice herself
Yep.
for me and she's dead the next day. So I don't know. Could be a coincidence, but yeah, someone died. Happens all the time. Just like you're saying, but I don't know. Uh, so, before Kubrick passed away, his
Hmm.
next one was going to be Eric Bright Eyes, which is a Viking fantasy book.
Yeah.
And he said that one he was actually planning for it to be all ages entertainment. Um, which would have been kind of crazy because it would have come out like in the 2000s around the same time as like Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter. So it would be
Right.
very
Right.
weird to see like what Kubrick's version of that would have been.
Yeah.
Like,
That would have been.
would have been something. Yeah, what time is it in this movie? Do we know? I'm looking for the clock to see. I guess it's New York, so there's always light coming in.
Yeah, I was gonna say the clock is suspiciously absent of time. It just has a zero. So
Yeah, yeah. 'Cause I'm like, it seems like it's nighttime, but there's a lot of light coming in through the window. But then I'm like, oh wait, but it is New York, so yeah, there's a lot of light pollution, no matter
hmm.
how late you're up. The mask. Now, did they leave it there as a warning,
I would imagine they left it there as a warning. Yeah.
Or did he bring it home with him and she just pulled it out and was like, "What's this thing?" and then went to sleep? They are a nice sex cult. They have given him like 4 warnings.
That's what I'm saying. They're not. They must. I don't believe. I believe they're all bark and no bite, as the saying
Yeah.
goes. Like nobody would give this man so many warnings, or not just recruit him at this point with blackmail. You know?
Yeah, just be like, hey, you're in it now. But hey, on the plus side, you get to go to an orgy every
Yeah.
week. So
He's finally went crazy.
yep. He's breaking down. Oh, it's a happy ending. Oh wait,
Like
no.
I like how he's gotten whipped so bad that like at this point he's just like I'll tell you everything.
Yeah, he's he can't help it, man.
Yeah.
He needs an outlet. I'll bring you in on this. He looks like a little like castigated
Yeah,
boy.
he looks so whipped at this point. It's kind of funny.
Poor guy.
Like just take the dog out and put him out of his misery.
Yep. Let's let the truth have its day. I think that's what they say in The Dark Knight Rises when all
Yep,
the Harvey Dent stuff comes out.
absolutely. Also, if you were Nicole Kidman and you were told this story, like how would you react to it?
I guess this way,
I
where
think
she's,
I
you
would
know,
just laugh. Like I would find it kind of amusing.
you'd be more amused that like there were comical attempts to cheat that got like
Well, like
waylaid.
essentially what Tom Cruise proved was that he's a pussy. Because like he didn't go through with any of his cheating opportunities, and
No,
now he's terrified of a secret sex cult that might or might not have killed a woman.
yeah,
Like
like that's kind of
all Tom Cruise proved was that he's a baby in this
yeah.
situation.
Well, as we've discussed, I think before, I like this ending because she might just be like kind of patting him on the head, like she
Yeah,
might not actually be seriously disturbed by this story. Just like, my weird husband with his like,
yeah, that's what I'm
weird.
saying. Like I think I'd be also like just like all right, well
Yep,
we have work in the morning, so can I go back to bed?
yeah, yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I would maybe be upset by like, hey, I did walk into a prostitute's house, but that I did, even if you did turn around at the last second.
I guess I would also be like, you need to go get therapy because all I did was tell you that I harbored a fantasy about a man. You
Yeah.
almost had sex several times.
But I guess it's like the equivalent of like, oh, my husband like got mad, so he like banged his head on the wall a
Yeah.
bunch, like where you're like, yeah, that's not healthy, dude. Like, work on that in therapy or whatever. Hmm?
That you didn't get killed.
Yeah,
All are more like your.
adventures.
What adventure did you have?
She had a bad dream and ate some Oreos.
Yeah, I guess. Maybe she's
And I
had
guess
her
this is
own
also a
eyes.
part of it. I don't think she fully believes him because he also because she just confessed a scary dream she had to him with tears.
Yeah.
So
And his
maybe
story
she's
is
like,
not nonsensical as fuck. So
yeah. So she's kind of like, look, man, maybe you were seeing things that weren't there, or maybe you just woke up to this. Ooh, so true.
I've been like, what the fuck are you talking about?
What? No, no, he's going back. He's Shakespearean back to her or whatever
I
they're quoting.
guess.
But don't worry, you'll understand the ending, of course. This last line is more unambiguous.
The idea that it was like, and I guess in her eyes she thinks it's all a dream, but like he has to know that this actually happened at this point.
I don't know. He was so mad with jealousy. He was seeing red. He didn't know it was left from right.
Oh lord.
Plus, you throw a little pot into the mix. Mm. No, we're not. We're still teeing it up, unfortunately. Mm.
Oh, I guess she was just turned on by the whole thing.
Yeah, she was like, "Hey, man,"
Yep.
and maybe that was even her entire purpose in telling him that story was to
Yep.
get him horny. But
I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, such a good movie.
yep,
Just
and what
strange
a
good movie.
yep, and what a beautiful Christmas film as well. It
Yep.
even ends with some Christmas shopping.
Ends with Christmas shopping and the promise of Christmas sex.
Yep, some good old Christmas hand jobs or whatever
Some
they're
good
gonna
old
be up.
Christmas canoodling.
They'll be canoodling in the Build-A-Bear department.
Yeah. Oh. But yeah, that was Eyes Wide Shut. As
We
good as
made
I
it.
remembered it. And now I will actually remember it. I totally forgot that there was like a whole second act after the
Yeah, where he's like being a
night.
yeah, where he's like trying to be a detective and like working backwards what really happened or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, which is a bad idea that he shouldn't have done. But
No. But
this movie's all about his bad ideas.
yep. And this movie is all about how men have terrible, terrible ideas. It's
Yeah,
really a
man, it's
movie
how you.
about the way the male mind is a shitty decision maker.
It is, man. It's about having a wiener and being jealous
Yep.
can fuck you up sometimes. Don't so that's a
Ooh.
lesson to take
To take home.
from to take home this Christmas.
A good proper Christmas lesson to learn. Oh, yeah, 10 out of 10 movie.
Absolutely.
I love Eyes Wide Shut.
Me too. Good old Tom Cruise, good old Nicole Kidman, good old Stanley Kubrick, and
Yep.
Fagin Floop, who I forgot was in this movie.
Flagging Floop. Wait, is Pee Wee? Pee Wee is not.
No, no, Pee Wee Herman is Paul Rubens, but he kind of looks they look quite similar. Whereas
Paul
Alan
Rubin is
Cumming is
not the.
like
Yeah, I was about to say. Okay, good. Phew.
yeah, Alan Cumming is the guy in this one who's Fagin Floop and who was what else was he? He's Loki in Son of the Mask. If you saw
Yes, he
that wonderful
is.
movie,
Yep, I remember that.
and then Nightcrawler and X-Men too, which he's quite good at.
Yes.
And I hear he's
Oh,
very good on The Good Wife, which is a TV show I never watched.
he I believe he has like a little thingy as well that he does with like Peacock or something where he's where or either him or or the other guy does, where they
where
have
they're
like a
solving mysteries.
yeah, or they're doing like some kind of thing, like some kind of
I think what
show.
else? Oh, I know him from the Cher movie Burlesque. Also, he's
Oh yeah,
dancing dancing around in that movie. Anywho, yep, we eyes wide shutted. A Merry Christmas to all.
yep. And with that, we will see you all in the new year, where there will be lots of commentaries to have. But
Yeah,
yes,
many to all the commentaries to come, and Saltburn and Dada Dan and all the other ones.
yep. This might even come out straight on Christmas. Maybe
Ooh,
I'll put it out on Christmas. It'll be my Christmas present to all of our wonderful
that'll be pretty.
listeners.
That'd be pretty cool, and it would be the same time Nosferatu comes out. So,
Yep. And then maybe next year we'll do Nosferatu.
ooh, only if it's a Christmas movie.
Oh yeah, it's got to be a Christmas movie. But anyways, you got anything else going on in the pipeline, Mr. David?
No, not too much. Been resting on my laurels a bit. I'm spooling up the next short, which I'm hoping to have October 2025. So,
Oh.
we'll
Did you have I know you were I don't know if this is a reveal, but I know you were location scouting. How did that go?
pretty good. I found some spooky woods where the Hitler mansion was built long ago.
Oh, yep, yep. I didn't know
Yeah,
about the Hitler mansion until you told me about it.
yeah, it's a wacky bit of local flavor that some wacky guy wanted to build a Hitler mansion for Hitler in the 40s, and then when the war didn't go Hitler's way, it kind of just fell into disrepair. But yeah, I think I'm gonna use it. The only downside is it's a bit of a hike. It's like a mile and a half down a hiking
Mm.
trail. So whoever plays the lead will just have to know that you're gonna have to hoof it a little bit.
Yeah. Just a little bit of running. A little
Yep.
bit of hiking.
But otherwise, yeah, still coming along good. What about you, Tanner? What have you been doing on your channel?
We got we our commentaries at this point should be up for Megalopolis.
Oh,
Um,
yeah. Had a fun time with that.
yeah,
Would also
fun
be
time.
now see Megalopolis, not a Christmas movie, even though it's set at Christmas and New Year's towards the end there.
No, no. Because I didn't even remember it was set in at those times
I
until you
think
said
that
something.
yeah, there's some kind of like Yuletide celebration. It might be a future name for it that they give it. That's where Shia LaBeouf gets shot in the butt.
Yeah, he does get shot in the butt. And yeah, I mean we got some Marvel Rivals, which is pretty fun. It's a pretty fun game that should be out on the channel. And then we got
Ooh,
Indiana Jones, which so far has been pretty fun. It's very interesting. It's
oh, yeah.
very puzzly, kind of more of like a investigative, sneaking around, wearing disguises kind of game than like a big action adventure romp. It's actually been kind of a blast. Though what I like most about that game is that there's like a ton of stuff to pick up, and like everything you have to in order to like knock a person out, you have to be wielding a weapon. So you like sneak up behind people with brooms and dustpans and frying pans and stitches and like knock them out. But you can't knock them out with just your punches alone.
That's kind of cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
you got to be more resourceful in the Indiana Jones way.
yeah, in the Indiana Jones way. Yeah, that's been pretty fun. But other than that, nothing too crazy.
Hmm?
Next, we'll see you all in the new year for Saltburn.
Yep. Saltburn. We're kicking off the new year the right way with
Yep,
Saltburn.
kicking off the new year with Saltburn. But until
All right.
then, enjoy. Everybody have
Everybody
a
have
good.
fun. Go fuck your loved ones.
Oh yeah, go. Yes, if this movie has shown you anything, is that nothing
The
brings in the
importance of
Christmas.
fucking your loved ones,
Yeah, nothing
and
more important and nothing more Christmassy than fucking your loved ones.
absolutely. So you know what? Snuggle up by the fire, watch eyes wide shut, and then you guys let
Yep,
it take
banging
you
out,
wherever it takes
banging out.
you.
All right. I will see. We will see you all in the next one later, everybody. Oh, and Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and yeah, good night, America.